These two grown men had never seen The Simpsons. How the fuck's that even happen? We're two grown men on a mission now, so buckle up and just strap in.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. No matter where I go, I know where I came from.
These two grown men had never seen The Simpsons. It's America's Barley Basket.
Welcome to episode 145 of America's Barley Basket. My name is Nathan Volsebuck. And sitting next to me, physically, is Marlon Wells.
Hello, Nathan.
Hello, Marlon.
How are you?
We're on about hour 37 of a hangover, and I am finally seeing some light through the thick forest of pain and sadness that I've been dealing with.
Daddy go a little hard a couple days ago.
Daddy went what would have been a medium night in 2004, but is now life-altering in 2023. God, that's depressing.
God, a 2-day hangover is fucking tough. It's been a long time.
It's not like I was taking huge pulls off a 175 of Windsor either. I wasn't like going for it. It's just I had a drink at 4 p.m. and that's where it all goes off the rails.
Yep. Throws your whole drinking schedule off.
Does it ever? When you're already drunk at the hour in which you would normally start.
That's
so
troublesome.
bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
All the decision-making skills you might have had if you started at a normal time are fucking gone. So everything seems like a good idea. You know, like, want to drink some fermented elk's blood? Why not? Let's party. Let's go into that van. That guy seems cool. Man, I would be a skid mark on the highway if I was a woman because I have no ability to say no to danger. Like, that's my male privilege talking. I just am all about danger when I'm drinking. Like, where you guys going? Let me get in.
Yeah, I want to hear about these Rolexes you're selling. Boy, that's a nice knife. Yeah. Where'd you get that?
Cool skull tattoos.
Why is the skull tattoo crying? Is that a thing? Well, see you later.
Yeah. Look at that. Each of the tears has a name.
Look up some are filled in and some aren't.
So I'm paying for my sins.
You can't be going that hard anymore, buddy. We're of an age now.
You need that reminder, though, every once in a while. You need to touch the stove. And
stove is still hot.
Stove is hotter every year. Oh, boy. Good God. Didn't throw up, though.
That a boy.
And boy, it was touch and go.
Should you have? Would have been better.
I did that thing where you wake up way too early and you feel like such shit you can't fall. You would literally write a check for every $1 you have just to fall back to sleep.
Yeah.
Let me go back to sleep where there isn't as much pain. I had the fucking spins. I haven't had the spins in so long. I had to do the thing, which I wish I would have known in high school, where you put your foot down on the ground.
Put a foot on the floor.
Isn't that something how that works? Couldn't believe it. Like, man, thinking back, I must have gotten alcohol poisoning every time I drank as a teenager because I would have the violent spins every time, you know?
I pretty rarely ever got the spins.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
I was a hurler, though.
That helps. Get it out. Get it out of you. God, I never was. I wish I was. I never puked the night of them. Boy, that's the smartest way to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Why sleep with all that poison in you?
Get it out of here.
Yeah, ain't no room for that in a God-fearing society.
And you weren't celebrating nothing? You just went out and just started too early. Huh?
I had some buddies that lived in an old rental house that there was just frozen puke all the outside the front door. Like, that is a sign of problem drinking when you're just puking so much that it's accumulating.
That it's now a landscaping issue.
Nothing's growing there. You're alkaline in the fucking ground.
So I'm like Alexander. I just don't use the salt. Think of all that salt I'm saving.
Sick. That smells terrific when it thaws. Oh, God. Fucking vintage throw up is not a smell I need in my life.
Well, look, I think that was New Year's.
There's confetti in it.
There's that stretch where I went through that Bloody Mary spell. You're like looking at it like geologists, looking at the levels.
Yeah. The sediment.
Oh, God. The striations of vomit.
Oof. Not good. Yeah, just started too early.
Crust punk band is what that is.
And I paid for it.
The hubris.
I wish there was some fun story, but it was just starting too early with a sad, broken down body. Like
sometimes they just go down too well too.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, oh yeah, I'll have a beer. Oh yeah, I'll have a beer.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, it's like, oh no. Oh, when did this happen?
hanging out with old friends, everyone's chit chatting, having a good
yeah.
time. Someone's birthday, someone's something. Everyone shots, okay. And they're not drinking danger shots because those will kind of everyone's all warn you. Like, oh hey, pay attention here. Like,
yep.
when you drink like rail tequila, but no, it's something foo-foo and
Something
fun.
candy.
Yep. So it's like every once in a while you need that double of fucking Yukon Jack to kind of snap you awake.
Sometimes
Like,
you need a sad shot.
yeah, and I'm pretty beaten down by booze, so nothing really gets a twitch out of me anymore. But so like a rail gin,
Yeah.
a fucking double a rail gin. How sick does that sound right now? A fucking soup cup full of gin.
Oh,
Yeah.
get a bite and that shiver down your
Yeah,
spine.
that
Like, oh,
fucking-
you ought to go home.
This is at least 40% Lysol. This is not good. Not for human consumption.
They've been cutting this with Windex.
Just sitting on your patio drinking fucking Phillips gin.
Out of the bottle.
Right out of the bottle, boy. You are in the last gasping breaths of alcoholism. Just getting sunburnt, drinking hot gin.
Oof. Oh,
I think we've discussed this, but there's no bigger evidence that the guys in Kiss didn't know about alcohol because there is the song Cold Gin.
Yeah.
Who's looking forward to some cold gin?
Nobody.
Like,
Not a real thing.
yeah, cold gin. Gin is for adults who enjoy a fancy drink like a martini, or bums.
Yes.
Like,
No fun party rock
Yeah.
stars are just drinking
and
cold
even
gin.
bums, they're only drinking gin if that's what was easiest to steal out of a liquor store. Like
Yes.
if they are paying for it, they're getting vodka. Why wouldn't you get more bang for your buck? You
Yeah.
know, like cold. Good song though. I mean,
It's a great
good
song.
Yeah, but. They don't know what they're talking about.
No,
It's
absolutely
cold gin time. Where? Like, show me the culture where they're like cold gin's a thing.
That'd be like if Limp Bizkit tried to write a song about roofing. I'm like, guys, knock it off. What are you doing?
Those shingles are upside down. The rain will just accumulate and get underneath them. Come on, guys. What would the situation be where Limp Bizkit's writing songs about roofing? Because maybe it's like 2004, rap rock is dying and they're just fucking panicking. Trade school enrollment's up 40%. We'll cater to them.
Guys, the record company's on our ass. I have one note in the back of my notebook. It's like when comics talk about, like, when it comes time for their sophomore special or their sophomore album, it has to come so quick that, like, you're really scrambling on what do I even talk about.
Yeah. God, yeah, I never thought of that, but that's true.
I think it's Taylor Tomlinson brings that up on her second special. She's doing a lot of mental health shit, and at some point she's like, you know, I debated on whether or not I was going to bring any of this up, but I fucking had to, so here we go, you know.
Because you got your whole life to make the first one.
That's what Ron White said. You got 18 years for that first special. You got 2 for the next one.
I wonder if there's any, like, I'm sure it's usually contractual, like, that we're smart enough to say, hey, I'm going to take some time and make sure this is good.
I don't know. I bet those record companies come barking for the next one, especially if the first one hits.
And I bet if the first one hits and you are a truly gifted comic and you didn't get it too early, I bet your joke writing ability is at a point where you're able to crank out material.
Yeah. And, like, by the time the first one comes out, like, the difference between when you recorded the special and when the special comes out, that's at least 6 months you've been writing that whole time.
Yeah.
Like, you're probably halfway to your next one if you're a good joke writer.
Yeah. I bet my experience with comics that I like, their maybe first one isn't the strongest. I think often their second one is good. Mm-hmm. And then they catch their stride. It's around the 5th or 6th where a lot of them kind of hit a lull. Probably because they're becoming middle-aged men or women, and they at a point they have other projects, and maybe stand-up isn't always the biggest priority.
Sure.
And then they almost like, oh shit, I've been so busy with this other stuff, I got to put out a special.
And I think a lot of, like, angry comics have trouble keeping the fires burning after they get successful.
Yeah, it's like
metal bands.
Yeah, what are you angry about?
Exactly.
Yeah. Like you're killing it. That's why I think the exceptions to the rule are people like Bill Burr that like will recognize how insane their anger. It's like I am mentally ill.
Why am I like this?
Yeah. Like, this isn't a society problem. This is a me problem.
Right.
Like,
yeah. I love that Bill Burr thing. I think, did I bring this up on air or off? I forget. But like on his YouTube channel, he has a thing of like driving with Bill Burr. And you can tell that where this started was that apparently Bill Burr was getting mad in traffic at look at these assholes and how bad these drivers are.
Yeah.
So they decided to start filming it as a show for his YouTube
You're
channel.
right. Yeah.
And then clearly it just becomes clear over a few episodes of nobody driving badly that he's going like, fuck, maybe I'm the asshole.
Yeah.
You know, like he starts bringing it up at some point.
And am I wrong? Is that from quite a while ago?
Yeah. That's from several years back.
Yeah, you're right. I remember that.
Because it's several episodes of nobody doing anything wrong. And I feel like he kind of realized like, fuck, maybe I'm the fucking asshole here. This happens every day. It happened earlier today. When I run for fucking governor, that we need to be making people take a driving test every few years, even if you've gotten your fucking license, because people have forgotten. God damn it. The amount of times I shout, "You have the right of way" in my fucking car while somebody's giving me this wave through number. I'm like, no.
I mean, sometimes maybe, I don't know, you're putting together a sandwich and you like the stop sign because it gives you a chance to finish putting your sandwich together. You give them a little nudge. Hey, there you go.
No, that's not how that works.
There you go. But the sandwich.
Fuck you.
You can't expect me to rush the sandwich.
Fucking put that sandwich up your ass. You're driving.
If it worked, I would, but it don't.
That's not how eating works,
The
Marlon.
freedom of it. Just keister that sandwich, 2 hands on the wheel, digesting perfect.
It happened today. I'm taking a left. Person across from me at their stop sign is coming straight. That person has the right of way. I have to wait for that person to come straight. And so I can turn left. And I sat there for probably 40 seconds staring this idiot in the fucking eyes, going, "You have the right of way." And like, even sitting there that long, I know that you are fucking either letting me go from some fucking misplaced altruism or you're just a fucking idiot. Either way, I'm not gonna go, because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go and then you're gonna suddenly fucking snap to out of your idiot Festus fog dream, and then you're gonna run into me and it's my fucking fault. God damn it.
One thing I have now that I'm a big city driving boy, I've learned to love in a bigger driving area that you don't get in Fargo. You can put your blinker on, no one's still going to let you in. And say, motherfucker, this is the symbol that I get to get in here. Because that's why if there's something happening in traffic, one lane is backed up 7 fucking blocks because no one knows how to zipper merge here.
Yeah.
Everyone fill both lanes and you merge together, you idiots. That's why, oh my God. But I got here first. Fuck your face, you got here first.
Yeah, not up here. Nobody zipper merges here.
Yeah.
They'll sit in their car 3 miles back from where the stoppage is, rather than go up and get in.
Or if it's like, oh shit, I have to be in that lane, good luck. No one's going to let you in.
No.
Well, you should have been in that lane. Fucking give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
Oh, it drives
this
me
is
nuts.
how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to fill both lanes and zipper merge.
Because here, fucking so many people that drive the same road every day for 70 fucking years, they don't realize, oh shit, maybe this person didn't realize it needed to be over. But in a bigger city, you do that all the time. You're like, fuck. You know, driving, you're saying fuck 70% of the time. So people understand that. If you put your blink on, okay, this guy needs to get in here, let's go. Like, not here. Nope. Heaven forbid anyone slows you down on your fucking trip to Costco.
Yeah.
Start everything on fire.
People are goddamn idiots.
No.
And you can't fucking take a shred of variation to their routine. Nope. This is I get on the interstate and I immediately get in this lane, and that's how I do it every day.
One thing that living in the hood has ruined me for is stoplights are suggestions in a rough neighborhood.
Nope.
And I just caught myself in Fargo treating a red light like a stop sign. Like, oh, can't do that here.
What the fuck?
I just was like, holy fuck, you're going to get it. It is shocking how many, like, I will be at a red light and fucking 7 cars will go past me and go through the red light. Like I'm the asshole in my neighborhood. Like,
Jesus.
And most people have the nerve to stop and look. Fuck. Some people just fucking lucky and wild that shit right through it. Let's see what happens.
What are people doing?
Committing crimes and running from the police is what it is. They're in a hurry to get somewhere off a main road.
Oh, God damn it. Yeah, I fucking, watch that shit up here.
Yeah, I was like, oh boy, do not do that.
Does that shit happen in the middle of the day?
That's where mostly I notice it at.
Oh.
I am at a point now where I try not to drive around my neighborhood at night a whole lot.
That's an insane statement.
It's not, I mean, probably nothing's going to happen, I don't need to push it, I don't need to be driving around waving at people like, look at that neighborhood. This is terrific. Look at that. Oh, you put a garden in? Great.
You and I have very different ideas of where we wouldn't mind living. Yeah. Like, if I said something like, it's an okay neighborhood, I just can't go out at night, is insane.
You can go out at night. You just don't meander. You don't just putz up and down residential streets.
Don't get pedantic on me. Like,
because I will happily go anywhere at night. I just don't bebop around my neighborhood and fucking in residential neighborhoods I don't live in and wave at people, like main arteries A to B. No, and you know how I like to dilly-dally. I'm all about
You're a dilly-dallyer, yeah.
So I try to nip that in the bud once the sun sets. I don't need to invite trouble.
Oh my God.
Because trouble can find you whether you like it or not.
Oh, so, yeah. Well, I would be murdered instantly moving to a city. Like, hey, what's going on? You need a hand there, friend?
Oof, I've thought about that. Like what I would do, I think it would be this. You can talk to me clearly through this rolled up window. I can hear you. What do you need? Okay, I'm going to drive about 50 yards up, looking at you in the rear view, and then I'll make a call to 911 or whatever. You need a push? I bet you got friends. You have in-state plates. You know somebody around here. Like, I am not going to get out of this fucking car. That is not wise. It's too late for that. I mean, like, I'm sure if the car was on fire or something, it's like if this is an elaborate ruse,
this is a scam
to steal my 2008 Mercury Sable, you win. This is the production value top notch. You clearly need this car more than I do. Otherwise,
I respect the production value. This is like one of them big time pornos.
I'm a sucker for some pizzazz. Yeah, I like a little pizzazz in my violent crime.
Cannot imagine living somewhere like that.
Me giving you a thumbs up as I'm getting hit over the head with a tire iron. Still worth it. It'll be a good story.
Oh, fuck. And I wear my earbuds everywhere. I would immediately be killed.
Head on a swivel.
No.
Always looking for danger.
Head in the fucking clouds with noise canceling earbuds in.
I'm walking on sunshine. Someone loads a fucking rocket propelled grenade. Calmly walking up to your car. Do the rumba. Stands 5 feet away from your car, launches a rocket into it, decimating him and you. Like, this guy's never played video games before. You gotta stand a ways away.
I mean, the earbuds are an on-foot thing. That's not an in-the-car thing.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But, like, I would be walking down the sidewalk singing my Gloria Estefan, and so you would have to shoulder tap me to let me know that you're mugging me.
Excuse me.
Turn around, pull a butt out. Guy's got a gun already.
Calmly gripping a lawnmower blade. Pardon me. Hello.
Oh, sorry.
I need your things. And by things, I mean face and penis. I'm a bit of a collector of faces and penises. Well, I only have one of each. Well, that's why I collect them. They're important. They're special.
Real limited run.
I guess it's. I'm new here.
Let me tell you, brother, neither of these are Gem Mint 10. Neither of these are hollows.
They've really taken a beating over the years.
Banged up corners.
It's too much direct sunlight to both, which I don't care to get into right now. Lives in
I don't know that my penis has ever seen the sun. Ever.
God, yeah. Oof. My age, you measured my age in months if it ever did happen as a little kid.
Yeah, getting diaper changed on the
patio.
Tailgate.
Yeah. Well, that's something to change this summer. Just do a 50-yard dash naked in the park next door.
Sun in my hog.
Holy shit, how alarming would that be to someone? It's a 400-pound man sprinting, wearing shoes and a watch and nothing else. Just hitting your entryway, huffing and puffing. Fucking UPS guys in there. Let me get that door for you.
And we're trapped in between the two entryway doors, just like, oh no.
I clearly don't have my keys. Didn't think this through.
Can you hit my buzzer? No. What does that mean?
My horn's already tingling. Oh, boy.
How's it red already? Yeah. Whew, boy, I sunburned quick too. I'd have to SPF up.
Yeah. Getting your undergut and cock and ball sunburnt would be an alarming predicament. There are a few things whiter than my undergut. It's like fucking albacore tuna.
I would have assumed it's red.
Yeah. Or what's the white cut of tuna at a sushi place?
Albacore.
Is that albacore? Okay.
So.
Maybe it is red. It's like the dark side of the moon. I've never seen it.
Fucking purple for all I know.
Straddling that mirror anymore.
Not since the incident.
Not as I help my confidence at all. Is that one big ingrown hair? It's like a bunch of little ones.
Is it a cluster?
That ain't ticks, is it? I hope it ain't. You go into a men's room, there's a fucking toilet cleaning brush and a big jug of Tick Be Gone. The fuck has been going on in here?
Jesus Christ. No, you can get barnacles on a man.
Oh, boy.
Fuck. Oh, that's repulsive.
Hey, Marlon.
Hey, Nathan.
You know I was never released a rushed sophomore comedy album?
Oh, who's that, Nathan?
The Simpsons.
Really held on to that for a while.
Yeah, I sure did.
Really banked that quite
Holstered
a while
that
back.
one pretty early on, so it was there waiting for me.
Yeah, you picked up a different power-up, and that one went up into the square at the top of the screen. Whew. We are in season 33. We're going to do 5 episodes, starting with episode 10, The Longest Marge. Have you seen either of those movies?
No, because the first one's Burt Reynolds in the 70s, and then the second Sandler in the early aughts.
Yep.
Very early aughts, I bet. Yeah. No, never have.
I've only seen the Sandler one, and it's real good.
Is it really?
It is. It's really funny.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that movie always gave me the vibe that it's not like a Happy Madison production. Like, it's not all of his buddies, or is it?
I don't remember if they're in there or not.
That just kind of gave me the vibe of he was picked up, so this movie would have happened with or without Sandler.
Yes, I got that vibe too.
Yeah.
It's good. It's got Steve Austin in it.
Oh, yeah.
And Kevin Nash, maybe?
What was that super violent movie that Steve Austin was in?
The Condemned.
The Condemned.
It's kind of a battle royale, prison island kind of thing.
Is that a fun movie?
Didn't see it.
Oh, really? It always struck me as like, you know what? I bet if you don't nitpick it apart, because I'm sure it's dumb as balls, it stars a pro wrestler. Like, I bet it's fun. Because I know everything I've heard is it squeezes every bit of its R rating and violence.
Okay.
Like, it pushes it.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Austin, it's been a long time since I saw The Longest Yard, but if I'm not mistaken, Steve Austin plays a real racist prison guard. I think Steve Austin drops hard ends all over that movie, if I'm not mistaken.
In a comedy.
Yeah. I think Kevin Nash in there too, and I think that's where people first found the Great Khali, that big Indian wrestler.
I know
that
he's
wrestled.
in it. Yeah.
Fucking Joey Diaz, I think, is in that movie. Yeah. Yeah, I remember it being good.
Kevin Nash, the few movies I've ever seen him in, always a nice addition. Yeah. He's at the very beginning of Grandma's Boy, and he's very funny.
Yeah. The Russian in The Punisher.
Yeah, there's a word for that, They're called hookers. You're a hooker.
I maintain that Grandma's Boy is actually a pretty good movie that people either shit on or have forgotten about.
Damn right. It's probably it doesn't have much of the heart. Well, maybe a little bit of some of the Adams. A lot of the Adam Sandler movies, he's a goofball, immature piece of shit who's kind of lovable.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe Grandma's Boy doesn't have as much of that, but there's some fucking laughs in that movie.
There's not a lot of heart in that movie.
Yeah,
but there are a lot of laughs in it.
Like Nick Swartzen's character is so good.
Very funny.
Perhaps his shining moment in any movie.
Big screen, probably.
Yeah,
like
very good in Reno 911, but that's
he's
TV.
Reno 911, yeah.
That's some of the best.
Oh my god,
and it's already great show. Some of its best episodes when he gets busted for male prostitution outside of tacos. They find out he's charging less for his hand jobs than the tacos lunch special. and he fucking he one ups him like, well, the hand jobs don't come with a medium drink. And just how often they have to say tacos.
They say the whole thing every time.
You're charging $4 for your hand job. Terry, if you just take a look at the menu, it's clearly less than the tacos lunch special. I like how they're not even mad that he's prostitution. They're mad that he's poor at math.
That he devalues himself so much. He's less valuable.
Tugging men off for $4 is so fucking appalling.
At that point, just do it for the love of the game, man.
Just go to the bus depot men's room and just get after it. And the fact that he's always wearing rollerblades is so good too.
Oh, that show's great.
Yeah.
So the longest marge, we get. We're at the power plant. The whole plant is watching the football draft. And the Springfield Adams have tanked the previous season in order to get the number 1 draft pick. And they draft Grayson Mathers, some college stud.
Hotshot QB.
Arrogant, hotshot QB. They say, let's show Philly how we do a real victory riot. They fucking set the town on fire. Mr. Burns is lamenting that his company is losing money, basically just thanks to one division of his company, Mr. Gentleman's Brandy, which is Burns' brandy brand. When's the last time you had a nice brandy?
Holy shit. One time, probably in my early 30s, the liquor store right by where I lived had they must have ordered too much, and they had a nicer mid-range brandy on a very good price. So I drank brandy for a few, I don't know, give it a 4-month window.
Yeah.
But then I was just I don't really care for this.
Yeah. Tastes like hot raisins.
Yeah, kind of does.
Yeah.
Because what is brandy? It's it's just a strong wine almost.
I think brandy's made from raisins.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, it's not quite a liqueur.
I think it's almost related to wine. Yeah.
Yeah. I put brandy in on the same shelf as amarettos and cordials.
You know what? In my head, brandy and cognac go together.
Cognac, yep. I would put that on the same shelf. My old man was brandy and water was my old man's drink.
Oh boy!
Right?
Neat or on the rocks?
I think rocks.
Jeez, yeah, okay. Rocks. That makes it at least somewhat palatable.
But brandy and water?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to drink that. Certainly don't. That's punishment. If someone ordered me a drink at the bar and they were a stranger and didn't want to offend them, I would drink it, but I wouldn't be thrilled about it. Like, oh boy, yeah.
Like brandy's good. It tastes good. It's it's warm. It's wintry. You know, that's why it's in all the winter drinks like Tom and Jerry's and Hot Toddies. And
is brandy what the Saint Bernard has in his little flask around his neck? Yeah, that is a winter drink.
Yeah, it is a winter drink.
No one's at the beach drinking brandy.
Oh God, that would be so terrible. You would be so hot.
Yep, just sitting on a fucking tanning chair, drinking out of a liter of brandy.
I have definitely drank more Phillips Blackberry brandy than I have brandy.
Oh, totally. That's ice fishing liquor there.
Hell yeah, it is.
That's sad divorced uncle liquor there.
That's glove compartment, take a snort while we're doing chores because it'll warm you up.
in reality, it's killing you.
Oh, absolutely.
It's making winter death more feasible.
100%. I'm just telling you what I was told when I was 10.
Yep.
That's 6, maybe, actually.
Science is what it is.
Dad science.
Yeah, dad science.
Word. That was Ghost Rider, I think.
Oh, good pull.
Oof. They bring in a marketing guy, Smithers does, because the problem with Mr. Gentleman's Brandy is that all of their ads are like about how it's a sipping brandy, and how one of the ads says sometimes I just sniff it. Like, so no one's ever buying more of it.
A bottle will last you years.
Yeah. So they bring in a marketing guy, and he says what they need to do is get a celebrity to endorse it, much like Ryan Reynolds, George Clooney. Like, you got to get a celebrity. The only ones who don't have a liquor that they endorse, I forget who the first one he says is, but the second one is Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, so-and-so, to Hollywood. How about Dolly Parton? To Dollywood. It's very funny.
I love how much Mr. Burns we're getting already in this episode and this season in general.
Yeah.
Had a lot of burns, and that's not a complaint.
Fucking no complaints here. That's when Burns sees all the hubbub about this Grayson Mathers character, and he wants him to be the face of his brandy brand, because he's like a straight shooter, arrogant, take no shit. I just do me.
I do me.
Yeah.
Who's voicing him? You pick that up. It has to be someone, right?
I didn't look it up, but it sounded familiar.
Yeah, I assumed it was, but maybe not.
Now I gotta know. Beck Bennett.
Oh, SNL guy?
Yeah.
Boy, we're getting so into this show that I'm starting to sound like a confused middle-aged man. Who? Does he rap?
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Is that a man or a lady? I don't even know what these newfangled names.
Huh?
Why doesn't anyone name people Bruce?
Huh?
I know a Bruce is a man. Janets are ladies, Bruces are men. What's happening?
Why can't we go back to Bruce and Janet?
Yeah, someday I'm going to be screaming that at a gas station attendant.
Any day now.
Yep. Like, what brought this on, sir?
Oh, please don't turn into that kind of old
I said hello to a teenager and he started breakdancing, I think. Now I'm scared and sad. What happened? I called him Little Shaver. He said he's a lady. I didn't think so, but I guess. Oh.
Either way, he really kicked my ass back there and need medical attention.
He stabbed me with a bunch of those little coffee stirrers. Just taking an ass kick and walking into a gas station to be just fucking real humbling experience.
I'd go home.
Yeah, I guess I don't need those zingers. Guess I'm just gonna Amazon my zingers from now on.
I had myself convinced otherwise, but I guess I don't need zingers. Oh shit. I had a gas station Bosco stick today. Probably the worst thing I've put in my body in 3 weeks.
Jesus, Bosco stick. Is that slang for something? You doing drugs? You got drugs? A Bosco stick.
A Bosco stick is a breadstick with cheese in the middle.
Oh, God. That's a sad name for that. Bosco stick sounds like a bummer. Like... Gee. Oh my God.
That was my lunch. I had a Bosco stick and a peach rain energy drink because I don't care about myself.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck. That This is from someone who's very hungover still. That still bums me out. Holy guacamole, your body is just so pissed. Imagine like pouring that into the gas tank of a car, shoving the Bosco stick in, and then just dumping in the Bang energy.
That is the opposite of a vegetable.
Peach flavor.
Yep, a peach rain energy drink.
Oh my God. You think you'd throw up if you drank a glass of water? Just body rejects it.
Oh, shit. Whew.
You pour a thimble of pure aspartame into it so you can get it down. Like pharmaceutical grade aspartame.
They're going to have to cut that breadstick out of me someday. Some poor surgeon is going to be sweating about it. Oh, shit.
Guy's liver's the size of a child's backpack. This thing has been doing some serious filtering.
And it also has a picture of Dora on it. Why? How?
I one time saw an x-ray of my abdomen. My liver is 4.5 human livers. I got a big old country liver.
You're like taking it as a compliment.
Yeah, thank you. You need to change. Yeah, except my liver. No.
Size of a goddamn beef brisket.
The liver's so big. It's not supposed to be that big.
Looks like a bag of water softener salt.
Just as lumpy.
And hard.
We need to get the liver smaller. Oh. Yeah, right, Doc.
Don't be mad because I'm swole.
You're full of poison. Quit eating poison.
Oh, shit. So Burns is going to recruit Grayson Mathers to be his no-nonsense, tell-it-like-it-is spokesperson for his brandy brand. Changes the brand to Do You Chugging Brandy. Jesus Christ.
Chugging brandy, so fucking repulsive.
When they show that ad and he's in the booth with those supermodels with the swirling the big snifter, and then they all just chug it, and they have to like double clutch in the middle to get it all
so
down.
Sick.
It's so goddamn funny. So Burns loves his football boy. He even gets a hug. It's so sweet. Burns is so heartwarmed. Burns is so heartwarmed by that hug. Now it's opening day of football season, and Grayson Mathers is hungover and sucks. They show him botch the snap, and he goes chasing after it so pitifully before finally just giving up and standing there with his hands on his knees, just winded.
Fumble just comes to a stop naturally.
Yeah. Whew. And, of course, now all the fans are pissed, and they throw all their Grayson Mathers thunder sticks at him on the bench after he gets pulled.
They get buried in them.
But there's Burns to defend his sweet football boy. Wants to get him an easy W, takes him to go speak at the school where he is heckled by the bullies and flips the fuck out and starts hucking books at all these kids.
When Burns says they're destroying them with their hot takes.
Yeah.
God, I got a kick out of that because we say hot take on here a lot.
Yeah. And he starts picking up books and hawking them, going, there's a dime.
Yeah.
Dime for you. Everybody gets a dime. I throw dimes. He's just fucking books at these kids. And then he collapses to the floor in the fetal position and goes, all I drink is brandy and my urethra is on fire.
That was good. God. You're really getting after it if you're perched to piss. You're drinking too much brandy.
That cadence. All I drink is brandy. My urethra is on fire. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're drinking too much brandy. If
the voice, Beck Bennett nailed like dipshit football, but not your typical, like the dumb lunkhead, but like just no personality. I was built in the lab to play football.
And just a shithead.
Yeah.
Whew. Marge wakes him up in the the school nurse's office and is mothering him essentially. And Burns comes in. Burns is all, let's get you back out there. But Marge is like, no, he needs like some good rest and some mothering. So they are essentially gonna team up and adopt this boy, Marge and Burns. Basically, we get a flashback to his terrible childhood where he was like taken off the playground when he was like 10 months old because he threw his pacifier in a perfect spiral to another kid and given straight to some fucking football scouts and just raised in football.
In like camps.
Yeah. There's a moment where Lisa's like, what did you major in college? And he goes, I don't know. They never told me. And Lisa under her breath goes, oh, that means communications.
I'd like to see a list of the most common, like, I'm just here for sports. What's my, I think communications is a lot. Mm-hmm. I think some places they used to just give you a physical education degree.
Yep.
It's so amazing.
Yep. Some manner of sports science or something. But now Grayson is getting the family experience, sitting eating at the table and shit. They even throw him his first birthday party. He's 22 years old.
That's sad.
Yeah.
I love the montage of Lisa like coaching him how to be like
how to fill a dishwasher.
Got the whistle and everything. That was a good visual.
I love that his first attempt at filling the dishwasher, he just has a stack of plates and just drops them into the dishwasher in a pile.
Yeah.
If I came home and a roommate had filled the dishwasher like that, I would lose my mind.
Holy fuck. Top rack, empty, bottom rack, just heaped with shit.
Just a coned pile of dishes.
Explain to me how you think this works. Like, how is this supposed to clean? The way some people do it, I'm shocked they have no like this isn't done at a molecular level. It's water getting squirted everywhere. So it needs to be room.
I fill my dishwasher as if there's a bomb that'll explode if I do it wrong. Like if one thing is out of place. I fill the dishwasher like I have a goddamn mental illness.
Hot take alert. I bet the dishwasher in my house in the last 8 months has been used twice. Wash them right when I'm done. That's when they're easy. Do it by hand.
Why have a dishwasher then?
I'd rather have cupboard space.
Put your money where your mouth is.
But
Sell
I know
that fucker on Craigslist.
Some weakling is going to buy this house after me, and they're going to need a dishwasher.
Sounds like an excuse.
You wash them by hand, right before the gunk builds up, and they wash easy. That's such a better job. There's no spots.
Give them a rinse. Put them in the dishwasher. You still do the rinse. I'm with you on the rinse. Like I'm with you on the degunking.
Yeah, you got to degunk.
Yeah. Always be degunking. I'm always saying that.
You're always ABD in it.
Yep, ABD in.
Walking into the kitchens at restaurants.
Coffee is for degunkers.
You guys rinse and get the fuck out of here. Ooh.
But yeah, then use the dishwasher.
I don't have any argument to make, but besides like a solid.
I mean, how can I argue with that? Literally, how can I argue with
There's no hot take. It's just
Burns comes to pick him up, just fucking decked out in Do You chugging brandy merch. He has that ridiculous top hat that is shaped like the bottle.
Oh my God, yeah.
But Marge keeps him at home instead, and Burns is like warning her about coddling the boy. And then he plays great because he didn't go out and fucking party, and he's got good influences in his life for once. And then at the press conference, he is no longer the bad boy and is just like, oh, we got a great team and all the quarterbacks that have come before and paved the way, and he's got a bag full of cookies that says Love Marge on it. And Burns is pissed. goes over to The Simpsons, hollering at Marge, Grayson doing the classic, like, guys don't fight, like doing the kid with the fighting parents thing. Is this, Burns does the thing where he's hollering and he turns and punches the wall. Is that the Adam Driver movie?
Oh, is that what that was meant to be?
I've never seen that
Marriage
movie.
Story or something.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I've seen that gif enough times.
Yeah.
And he says a couple of lines that seem real specific and out of place for Burns.
I think you're right on with that.
So I'd be willing to bet that's it.
Yep.
I thought we were going to get some kind of feeble Burns thing where his arm breaks or something.
Yeah, because why did the plaster...
It cracked to the fucking plaster. Yeah.
Little out of character.
Yeah, but that also adds to why I assume this is a reference.
Good catch, because that seemed off.
Yeah. Grayson does the classic, you're tearing me apart, and runs away thing. Drives away in his 6 matching blue Ferraris. Just all daisy-chained together. Because earlier in the episode, he's like, I got 3 blue Ferraris. I'm trying to collect all the blue ones. And then later he confides in Marge, I actually have 6. So now, like, no one has heard from Grayson Mathers at all. Burns, we don't see Burns during this, but Marge very worried about him. And that's when she gets an invitation to the sports awards, which are like the ESPYs. And so she shows up, and then Burns shows up. Clearly, he sent them both invitations to sit them together. And
Parent trapping them.
yeah, exactly. Marge even says
She
that.
does,
He
yeah.
parent trapped us. And then, so like those two are like scowling at each other, and then Burns cracks open a bottle of Do You chugging brandy, and they like, and those two just sit in the fucking stands and get schnookered, and eventually come to like oh, we did good. Like they kind of make up drunkenly there in the stands, and Mathers wins most inspiring athlete and comes out and thanks his new business manager and fiance who he met 3 days ago. And he has replaced both of them now and is on to her, and that's the end of the episode.
One of the quickest episodes. Like, felt like it was over like that. No B story at all.
No B story, and I think, for me anyway, I think it went that quickly because it's fucking good. This episode's good.
Yeah, it's God, I don't know. I think you're higher on it than I am, but slightly above average for me. That's right. But I do like the dunking on the sports awards because it's such a dumb.
It's so dumb.
It's the beauty of sports. You know who the best is.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You don't have to fucking, or you don't even have to vote on who the best is. They already do that.
Yeah.
Every fucking sport has an MVP award, you know?
Yep.
So they have these fucking nebulous, most inspirational, biggest hitters of 2013. What the fuck does that even mean? Holy fuck, it's dumb.
And they make some jokes at that on the tag of this, like, stay tuned for most racist mascot and coldest Bud Light.
Yeah, yeah, that was. So I enjoyed that aspect of it, and the voice acting for Grayson was fucking good.
Yeah,
I also like that Simpsonized Adam Scheffner appears.
Yeah,
who that's got to be one of the most rando quasi celebrities.
Very specific.
Yeah, very very specific. Who's the dude that's been on ESPN our entire at least adult lives with the helmet hair that always does the draft? What is that guy's name? Glasses, big, black, slicked back pompadour hair.
Oh, God damn it.
Mel?
Yes.
Mel something.
It's Mel something. Yes, you are right.
There's someone screaming at their phone right now. And it's not a long name. It's like 2 syllables, I think.
There's always he puts out a bunch of fantasy drafts ahead of time too.
Oh my God! Please tell me you're looking it up right now.
I have
this
to.
is
I'm
burning.
gonna shit my pants otherwise.
And it's something we should both know.
Kuiper.
Mel Kiper. There we go.
Oof.
I think he's been doing it since the 80s on ESPN.
Yeah, he's been at it forever. Yeah. That hair is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. He looks like a Mars Attacks alien.
Holy shit! I went to a Timberwolves game last week. There was a white man with. Imagine a page boy He-Man haircut. Okay. Tough look for a man to pull off already.
Yeah.
So it's jawline level bob cut on a dude. This motherfucker with bangs, got the whole thing permed. So it's just these wet noodle curly Q hair, and everything else about him's normal. So he's not just trying to be outrageous. Fucking A, I was like, tip of the hat to that guy.
Give that man a hat.
He had an image in his head of what he wanted his hair to look like. And not a young guy, not a 19-year-old, 35-year-old man. Bold. Like the little curly Q
Just
bangs.
a white guy with Jerry curl.
Not quite that tight
Not
a curl.
quite Rick James.
But insane. Like, I bet he had to go to a dozen hair salons before he found something. Like getting swastika tattoos. Most will tell you to get fucked. Like, I need you to perm my bangs. Get the fuck out of here. Save that fucking geek show shit for the circus. I'm gonna do that. Finally found something hard enough on their luck. Like, yeah, I need the money. I'll fucking
perm whatever
you need. But yeah, like looked like a poodle's hair. Like, yeah, it was remarkable. Like,
how was the game?
Amazing. 2-point game.
Who'd they play?
Celtics, of course. Timberwolves, Celtics, and
get good seats.
Yeah. Probably like we were H. So do the math on that. That's probably like
if A is the closest. Okay,
11 back, probably roughly.
That's not bad.
Yeah, right behind the Celtics bench.
Nice.
So I was with my tribe. I felt too bashful to wear a Celtics hat, but I would have fit in there.
Were you hollering?
Yeah. A lot of fist pumping. I'm never belligerent. We were half tuned up too, but no, I was pretty profesh.
How's the seats at the Target Center for girth?
Oh my God.
Terrifying.
Hip width, not bad, not great. Getting in and out was not fun. But like I wasn't searing agony. What was killing me was the cup holders digging into my shins.
Oh, sure.
So it's
back of the seat cup holders?
Yep.
No.
Oh, the worst.
No.
So it affected the tall more than the big. The big and tall.
Sure. Yep.
Of that Venn diagram. Way more on the tall side was not cool.
I've only been in that arena once for a wrestling show, and we were in seats down on the floor, like folding chairs.
Yeah, much better.
The folding chairs in a row that are all connected so you can't steal one.
Oh, fuck. That does suck too.
Yeah, that's what we were in. And then it was one of those where it's like we got the good seats down on the floor and you get to keep the chair, it turns out. Like
really?
Padded with a design, like nice steel chair. And then so you have to wait for them to come by after the show and clip all the cables that thread all of these together and pull the cables out. And then you're fucking carrying a goddamn
downtown
heavy steel chair through the fucking walkway and shit. Yeah. And I got to a point where I was like, I don't want to fucking lug this thing around. We're not even halfway back to the car yet.
Yeah.
Fuck this. And I just leaned it up against a wall and was like, maybe some kid will find it. Like, I don't want this anyway.
Yeah.
And get home, and my buddy who I went with was like, what happened to your chair? I was like, I set it in the fucking hallway in the skywalk because I didn't want it. He's like, you kidding me? I was like, dude, I don't want that. What am I going to do? Put it in my apartment? He's like, look it up on eBay. That chair was going for $600.
No,
because people collect those.
No shit.
Yeah, every pay-per-view has a special chair.
Really?
And people collect them, and most people keep them, so they get a good price.
Oh my God! Who would have thought? That's how collectibles work. If you don't think it's valuable, keep it.
Yeah,
because that's the kind of shit that sells. Huh?
Yeah. I bet I paid $80 for the ticket. Could have sold the chair for $600 that day.
And now that you say that, I have seen wrestling fans that have chairs.
Yeah.
Often autographed maybe, but they're like WWE chairs. Like, huh. How long do you think that's been a thing?
The special chairs?
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea. I bet since at least WrestleMania 20.
But 21st century. Like, they weren't doing that shit in 92.
No. I bet that's a 2000s and on.
Oh, interesting. Huh. Yeah, wrestling fans, man, the ones that are into it, so they'll spend money.
Yeah. I was like, God damn it.
They are clearly stealing their grandmother's insulin money to afford $600 for a chair.
Yeah.
Man, if you want to feel better about yourself, go to a live wrestling event. There are men wearing comforters.
You're going to come out of there with a real bump.
Just comforters wrapped in tarp straps.
Oh, Jesus.
This is fucking the king of Turd Mountain right here.
You should put a duvet cover on that, my man.
If we need a point guard, if we were an NBA, if this is a basketball team, I'd be the point guard. That's not good.
You don't want that.
Everyone just giant fat, too fat for offensive line, which that's troublesome. Not agile enough to play O-line. Bad news. Everything smells like farts. The farts, the fart smell of a arena butt rock show can only be trumped by a live wrestling event. And I enjoy both of these things. I'm not completely done, but let's face reality here.
Yeah.
My goodness, the farts. Like farts that are just so troublesome. It's like, you need to leave this wrestling event and go to an urgent care. Something inside you's dying. These are the farts of a broken digestive system.
Every wrestling show should have an endocrinologist on site. I hate that you were taking a drink just then, because that deserved a bigger laugh. You had your muffler in.
Just them coming out, there's just a screen that shows the results. It's either a thumbs up or just says stinky. It's and he's waving his hand in front of his nose. So what does this mean? I probably should go to a real doctor.
And like you said, I love it. I've gone to many a wrestling show fucking full of domestic beer, shoving nacho cheese into my head.
Oh my God, yeah.
Sweating.
Yeah, everyone's sweating more than the performers. That's bad.
That's a problem. I can't do a 450, but I can sweat like that.
Men too out of shape to get into the ring.
Oh, man. Can we make these stairs? Can we insert more stairs on the steel steps to get into this ring?
14 stairs to get into that ring. Twinkle toe it up there.
Can we get a little tiny escalator to get in the ring?
You can do like a WrestleMania ramp. Like just a real slow incline.
Steel chair? We're looking for wheelchair.
Yeah. I'm a beanbag. This is more of a beanbag crowd. Fucking every usher gets a hernia because they got to pull the people out of the beanbag chairs. None of them can get out themselves. Man, I can't front on that. You want to fucking have a cold dose of reality splash into your face to be a fat guy get out of a beanbag chair gracefully. Jesus Christ. You try one direction, you go the other way, like that's going to be better. Like that was the mistake. The mistake was being sedentary for 25 years.
Yeah, you think your left side's bigger than your right, do you?
That T-shirt's definitely rolling up on you. There's no way.
It's been rolled up a while. Your back's all sweaty because you've been sticking to this beanbag chair.
So much skin's going to be exposed. Now you're flat on your stomach on the floor. That's not fun to get up from. All of this at like a 8th grade sleepover with girls at it. Now you're winded. I'm trying to watch Scream 2. Sorry. That's a sorry.
Sweat dripping off the tip of your nose.
They can hear you heavy breathing in the bathroom with the door shut. Still sorry.
Trying to deep breathe all slow so no one notices.
Breathing through your teeth. It's fun.
I saw a video come across my Instagram the other day that made me so I don't think I've ever felt empathy like this.
Oh boy.
You know the thing at the airport that brings your bags out, the
what's it called? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the bags come along.
Yeah.
It's like a treadmill, but for the bags.
Yeah.
And it's kind of in that swoop kind of. I'm bad at
half
describing
pipe.
this. Yeah, sure. It's like a skateboarding half pipe almost. But this big fat guy standing there, and who's clearly his buddy, like gets the drop on him and shoves him onto that thing, and he's laying on his back, going around, rocking back and forth, trying to get up, and his feet are up out of the thing, so he can't get sat up. And he's rolling, trying to get out.
I bet that's harder than it looks to get out of.
Goddamn turtle as he goes around the corner.
Oh boy.
Oh, shit. I was like, listen, man, I'm going to laugh real hard, but oof, you poor man.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah, the terror. There's no way to do it gracefully.
Like, he's laughing the whole time. God bless him. I would be panicking. Just,
What's at the end? What happens when you go through the door?
What if you go through the
waiting
curtains?
for you?
Yep.
Probably something that's not comfortable. Holy fuck.
You get torn apart by some kind of machine.
Yeah, there's like 7 different PTO ends just rotating, shredding luggage. Nope. Don't need that. God, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Shirt's definitely coming up. Holy fuck.
God.
That makes peeling your clothes off.
Poor guy. Come out the other side, no clothes on, sweaty.
Clothes and rags you're trying to put on your body. Cut like coleslaw.
Like Bruce Banner after he's the Hulk, just holding your pants up.
Just shoving shreds of fabric under your gut. like a moon, like a fucking
Like a
grass
dangling
skirt.
loincloth. Yeah. Oh, shit. God damn it, I was laughing.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. That's very cruel.
Yeah, that's a meme friend.
Well, there's a lot of nudity in the upcoming episode, so we're on brand.
Well, look
here.
at this.
Look at this. We're gonna jump into episode 11, Pixelated and Afraid. Episode begins with Marge, Homer, and Lisa watching TV. Been a minute since we've had that. Like that used to be a common Simpsons beginning.
That's where we jumped off 65% of the episodes.
Of golden era Simpsons. I bet that's not even that far from reality.
Yep, watching TV.
So Lisa just is paying attention to Homer and Marge's relationship. Like they're all snuggled up on the couch and Homer's eating some kind of Cheeto knockoff and he's burping clouds of Cheeto dust, which Marge just casually dust busts right out of the air.
Yeah.
Which that was a great visual.
Yeah.
Also, fucking dustbusters, where have those went, you know?
Right, yeah.
Commonplace in the 80s. You don't see many dustbusters lately.
I have like a miniature, like a hand vacuum.
For the house or for the body? just do a quick cleanup. You ain't got time to shower, just dustbust yourself.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ. It catches on something downstairs. You can't see it.
Immediately where I was going.
Oh, no.
Catches on your taint hair.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, it's happening.
Let me go.
So you have a shop vac to suck off the dustbuster if it gets hooked to you?
Multiple fail safes in this.
You have a chart on your bathroom wall that's what to do. They provide it.
Oh, shit. No, a friend of mine taught me fucking years ago, bro, you can throw away your dustpans. Buy a little fucking hand vacuum.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
Sweep, vroom, and you're done.
You can imagine how much hair is in my shit. So, like, I think that probably
In your
gum up.
literal shit,
Yeah.
because that's alarming. I'm eating a lot of gophers these days.
It's very, very nature conscious. I only eat varmint.
I mean, so there's a lot in mine too, except it's cat hair. Like I vacuum up 2 cats worth of cat hair every week. So,
And the little vacuum will just suck it right up?
like that little dust pile that I have swept up. Yeah, totally.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, that's not a half bad idea.
Yeah.
Look at you working smarter.
Fuck a
not harder.
dustpan. Just
That should be their ad. Fuck that dustpan right in its dumb mouth. Jesus. On 9:30 a.m. network television
this
commercial.
is on during the Today Show.
Yeah, this is right before fucking Michael Strahan and Kelly Ripa.
Fuck a dustpan.
So Lisa's just grossed out by how they're living, kind of letting themselves go a little bit. But hey, Lisa, they still enjoy each other's company 10 plus years in. That's puts you parents ahead of 90% of other couples.
Yep, I kind of in this whole front part was like, I don't know that I agree with Lisa here.
Mm-hmm. It gets them where they need to go, kind of that kind of device.
Like she thinks like them all nested up with a bunch of blankets, eating snacks, watching television is like gross.
Yeah, like they're middle class. What do you expect to be at the fucking Louvre every fucking week?
Yeah,
That's like,
what should they be doing?
Yeah. She is so concerned, she enlists Bart's help, who is upstairs playing, I think, some kind of Last of Us VR game, because he's talking about like evil spores and shit.
Yeah,
like,
he's got a VR helmet on. I don't know that it's specifically Last of Us, but I mean, it for sure isn't, because he's talking about playing multiplayer. Like, he's got his team's ammo. Like, that's not Last of Us, but some amalgamation video game.
And right away, he's like, whatever. But then after seeing, she brings him downstairs, and like they're doing some kind of household chore where Homer has bungee corded a fucking garbage can to his stomach because he's eating fucking tacos on top of a goddamn ladder. But again, they're having fun as a couple. It's like, what are you guys? This is nitpicking.
And it's pretty wholesome. She like fucking alley-oops him a balled up dirty diaper because he's got the trash can. Like,
his body's a backboard.
And he's boy, a lot of fucking weird divots and angles coming off of that backboard.
Yeah.
You can't reliably shoot off the glass.
That's like nailing a hoop to a barn wall, you know? Like,
yes, with the slats. Don't know how that's going to come off there. But yeah, eating a taco while he's changing goddamn light bulbs.
Yeah. So Lisa, they sit him down to kind of have an intervention and tells him that, hey, you guys have fallen into a rut. And Lisa insists that they go to this like Saffron Togetherness Center retreat. They want an all ages pass to, or they want to pass to, pardon me, I don't know if all ages.
All ages.
But they won it a long time ago. Is that what it is? It's just sitting on the fridge or something?
For like a year. I forget where they won it, but yes.
And you can tell that like Marge's like, well, if Homer wants to go, and she's like, if Marge wants to go, I'll go. I do fun things.
Clearly neither of them want to go.
Yep. And they end up going. They're driving. It's like super hippy dippy. There's no phones allowed. It's like all, and they're like, she's reading the brochure. It's like, I don't want to do any of this. And they finally like, what are we doing? Let's go home.
Yeah.
And they attempt to turn around, but Homer hits some ice, goes careening through the woods, and then they eventually land on a river, which the ice breaks. They're able to barely get away from before it falls down a waterfall, and now we get to what the episode is. It's Naked and Afraid.
Yeah.
A show I've seen once or twice. Kind of bad concept.
I've heard it's good. I've never seen it. Isn't it like, it's like Diesel Survivor, right?
Yep.
It's like Survivor, but real.
Two people left in the woods naked, and then they got to go from there. And then it's not like they're just taking a fucking come and go cashier. It's usually people that are like, they think they can hack it. Like,
sure, you apply for the show.
Yeah.
Is it, do you have to then get somewhere or survive X amount of days?
My memories are so vague. That's a good question. I just remember one of them. One guy was this like chiseled army. I did this and this and this and this and all these other. And the other guy was this kind of chubby hippie who just lives in the woods for huge swaths of time. And the fascinating thing was watching each of them go about it their different ways.
Differently, yeah. So is one episode two people and that's it?
I think that's the format. Yep.
And at the end of the episode, are they fucking wrapped in blankets coming home, or is it them again next week? You know what?
No,
what's the structure?
Good question. Oh God, someone is again screaming at their phone right now. I think it's one and done. It's someone, and I'm guessing there's sometimes both people make it, kind of.
Sure.
Because I think you lose by tapping out.
Oh, okay.
Like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. Because Christ, can you imagine? Like, you can't get your fire fucking started with your twigs and shit. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna
fuck this.
This is not worth the $1,400 or whatever this pays. You know. Like, yeah. I will go home, please.
This camera crew doesn't want to look at my tiny horn anymore.
Yeah, but boy,
they look sad, so I'll just call it.
Falling into a lake, then getting out into cold temperatures. My shit is inside me. I have a alligator fucking just a little slit. I have to press my abdomen to make my junk poke out if I have to piss.
Gross.
There it is. Hearing that, they just have to keep making the pixelated area bigger. It's like, we don't want any chance of America seeing this. It's not good. It makes you real sad.
Yeah, the guy holding the boom mic just trying not to throw up.
So they escape from the car, but now their clothes are soaked, and they've both watched enough reality TV. They've seen shows like that. They know that, hey, we got to build a fire, which Homer does by using his wet, defunct cell phone, and they hang the clothes up. So now they're naked. Now we're into the naked part. And Marge is the one that decides, hey, what they always do in those shows, you got to get up and get a vantage point. So she gets pushed up. Homer helps her get in this tree, and she climbs this evergreen tree and looks around, and to her dismay, it's wilderness as far as the eye can see.
Yeah.
But then in the far distance, she sees some red thing, and she climbs down, like, hey, I don't know what that is, but like, I think it's something man-made.
I like that on her way up the tree, she keeps besmirching Homer. Don't look up.
Yeah.
Don't look up here.
Been married for over a dozen years.
And have extremely healthy sex lives,
and
these two.
What does she keep getting hit with? Oh, my thing. My thing again.
Ow, my thing. What the fuck?
So they get down. Like, oh, there's a red. We got to go check. Oh, also, are the clothes ready? Oh, let me check. And then the fucking clothes fall in the fire. So this isn't going so hot.
Yeah.
And Marge, listen, we're naked. We're cold. We need to do something. So the only thing we have right now is that red thing. Let's go to that red thing. So they run through the woods where Homer's hitting branch after branch. You hear him go, I think that one went inside me.
Yeah.
Jesus. He's running forward.
First off, Jesus. Secondly, you think?
Yeah, right?
That seems like a for sure or not thing.
Good for him to be a team player. Just run right through it, out of sight, out of mind.
Cowboy up, play through the pain. Are you hurt or are you injured?
Yeah. So they get there and they find like a heart-shaped jacuzzi or like a bed or a jacuzzi, I think.
It's a tub, yeah.
Yep. And they realize it's like the remnants of like a 1940s newlywed hotel. And they've pretty a lot of ingenuity getting used here. They kind of build a makeshift like shelter out of like old tube TVs and this and that. And then they make clothes out of like old carpet samples and shit. And like do not disturb signs or like the base of the boot and stuff. So
they start a fire in the tub, and then they have that like
champagne
novelty
flute.
champagne glass over the top that's a chimney, and they
not a half bad setup for these two.
They make a hell of a house.
So they got the shelter and the warmth, but now they're like the hunger, like they're lying in bed, their stomachs are growling.
Yeah,
and they have many attempts to try to make food or get food, and it fails. And then just Homer's trying to fish, and he just gives up. He falls down, and as he's undressing out of his cold clothes, a fish falls out.
Accidentally caught a fish.
And she's like, I have nylons. She tries to catch it in the nylons. They're crotchless. So they finally catch the fish, though. They cook it. And I bet that meal tastes pretty good. You've been starving. That first meal, I bet, is pretty goddamn great.
Even if it's just straight up a fish.
Yeah. So they're kind of sitting there just relaxing. Stomach's finally full. And that's when we had seen eyes in the woods. We knew there was a creature out there. And that's when it has a clamshell door. Also nice touch from something at the newlywed. And it's clawing and headbutting, and it's like, oh shit, this thing's big, and they're trying to keep the door blocked. That's when through the screen of one of the old tube TVs, you see it's a Wolverine.
A goddamn Wolverine.
Not what you want. And it's clawing, and that place is pretty ramshackle. I think Homer's the one that realizes, hey, I'm going to make a run for it. I'm going to get that thing away from the house or from our whatever.
Yeah.
Makes a run, climbs a tree. Marge is very scared, but he's able to get up the tree, and he's kind of satisfied with himself until he realizes Wolverines can climb trees.
Turns out.
Not what you want, which that would suck.
Yep.
That would suck real bad. And he's up there. The thing's getting closer and closer. That's when Marge, makes a run, does the same thing, basically, trying to drive the Wolverine away from the tree towards her, which she does, but she eats shit running. And that's when goddamn Homer comes, saves the day, because he had broken a tree branch, big-ass branch. He runs up and pins it against the fucking wall, but it's fighting like a son of a bitch, as I'm sure a Wolverine does.
Probably.
But that's when Marge throws him this makeshift, it's like a cherub's head from a little statue thing tied to like a branch
that they'd been using for a building tool, like a hammer.
Yep. And Homer uses it to fucking bludgeon a Wolverine to death with.
Yep.
So now they got shit made out of Wolverine hide, too. There's reference to Wolverine jerky.
Yep, they make Wolverine jerky.
Pretty good. So now it's kind of a montage. You don't know how far into the future it is, but like they have now made a life for themselves.
Out in the woods.
It's like they figured out the food situation a little bit better. They're having a nice time just for the two of them. And it's at one point during this, I can't remember what Homer's going to look for.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I think fish, but I'm not sure.
And he sees a forest ranger on a four-wheeler. And he's about to scream, but he has a moment like, do I want to stop doing this? But then he realizes, yes, we have to get back to reality. Yeah. And as he thinks, that's when he sees the four-wheeler flying away. Like, oh, shit. Tells Marge that he goofed up. And she's like, wait a second. We can just follow the tracks. And it's an adventure. Christ, we see them seeing all sorts of cool shit. They see some geese, they see some moose, this and that, and then finally they're there. So they see probably, I don't know, 100 yards in the distance at the bottom of a hill. They see the ranger station. But then Marge's like, well, let's take a second here, like this has been quite the adventure we've had. They kind of reflect upon it and all the fun they've had, and they like, we gotta go get to the kids.
But let's walk slow.
Yeah. So they walk as they do. That's what we do best. And then they go in, and then it cuts with them now wearing some ranger clothes that they found, wearing normal clothes, and it's just them sitting on a picnic table, watching the sunset as they eat potato chips together,
just like they were doing at home. Yeah.
So. Not a lot of laughs, but a very wholesome, like very sweet episode.
It is, yes, that's the word I would use. It's a very sweet episode.
Pretty bereft of laughs.
True, yeah.
But I liked it enough.
I like this episode, too.
Yeah, you need the sweets ones every once in a while.
I like that first one better, but this is a perfectly fine, I like this episode.
This one didn't even really feel that much like a Simpsons episode because it was so snark-free.
Yeah, it felt like a very special episode of The Simpsons, I did like the joke when they're naked in the woods. Marge, they use the mosaic pixeling for censoring their nudity. Marge pixelated crotch and titties. Homer pixelated crotch and titties.
That was good. You're right. I kind of forgot about that.
Pixelate his top half too.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I thought that was a fun gag. They don't draw any attention to it. You just have to notice, like, that's okay. That's funny. Also, when he beats that Wolverine to death, he has like the rage in his eyes and is truly flipping the fuck out in a way that I don't think we've seen before.
And I'm surprised that The Simpsons went there, the way everyone's so animal nuts that like...
I mean, like it's not like you had him do it for fun. You had him do it because Marge was going to die.
He didn't do it to impress Lenny and Carl.
That would have been a little weirder.
Hey, check this out.
How far would you or I have to drive to see a Wolverine? I've never seen a Wolverine.
There was a handful of summers ago. A handful of people said they saw them in the Turtle Mountains, which
I kind of figured they might be up your way.
I've also heard, I think maybe one of the, there used to be a retired biology professor on the hills. He said, you probably saw a Fisher. There's another Big Weasel. Big Weasel, yeah.
That's what they call me.
I got a hunch. I bet Wolverines are maybe related to weasels far off. Yeah.
If you told me they're in the weasel family, I'd believe it.
Badger's kind of a weaselly animal. They just
look like a big heavy metal muskrat.
Yeah, like a badger who does upper body day a lot.
Yeah, tall badger.
Yeah, angry, thicker badger. Yeah,
and I think badgers belong to some manner of weasel family.
Yeah, I think so. So I bet they're all kind of related.
Yeah, I thought maybe because they're a forest creature. They're not a prairie creature. So I never saw a Wolverine.
And I'm guessing. Wolverine is probably a fucking alarming thing, kind of like a badger's alarming to see, but they're not going to hunt and kill you. They're scared, but they're territorial,
Right. So how tall is a Wolverine? It's not like a goddamn dog.
No. I bet take a badger times 1.5.
Tall?
And just everything.
Like a fox at the biggest.
Let's say if a full-grown badger's 25 pounds, these things are 38.
Okay, that's still pretty big.
Yeah, I don't want them mad at me.
Yeah,
I don't want it.
And they're full of knives.
Yeah, they're very knifed up. But let's say Wolverine. I'd rather have a Wolverine in a sleeping bag than be in the same woods as a mountain lion.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, mountain lions are terrifying.
Yeah. Every once in a while, you catch a video of somebody like that one, like a year or two ago, that dude was filming while it was coming at him, doing the fucking fling his paws out to the side, ears laid back.
And it just shows you that you can't run, but the idea of not running is so terrifying.
Yeah.
You just have to look at it and be as big as you can and make a lot of noise and shit. That's counterintuitive to everything your brain is telling you to do,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with grizzly bears. Can you imagine just standing as a grizzly, a fucking size of a goddamn minivan barreling at you, full of knives.
Grizzlies are big.
Yeah, fucking wild. Just, hey, and then it pauses and just walks the other way. No. How does that happen? I guess they're dumb. Like they're just confused by you.
Thank God. Thank
right.
God they're
We
dumb.
better hope they never gain sentience, like be able to make rational decisions. Like, we're just going to eat all of you.
Thank God this fucking big couch full of power tools is an idiot.
Because it could really fuck our lives up. Holy fuck.
The day they figure out how to ride horses, we're
Just
boned.
marching down the interstate in rows of four,
Oh,
just
fuck.
destroying
That's
everything.
terrifying. Where's that movie?
Yeah. Planet of the Grizzly.
I'd watch that. Episode 12 is Boys in the Highland. Realized while I was reading this that I have never seen Boys in the Hood.
Nor
once.
have I. Nor have I. I think I kind of know the premise of it, but I've never seen it.
I can envision the logo, and that's about it.
Cuba Gooding Jr. and Ice Cube.
That sounds right.
I think the only names I know, but I think they're the main protagonists.
Spike Lee joint?
No. What's the There's a director who went on to do a couple more movies of that ilk. It's directed by a black guy, and he did a lot of like gritty inner city, like West Coast.
Huh.
I can't think of the name. It's gonna John Singleton, maybe. I might be getting shit mixed up. Again, someone's screaming at their phone right now. But
we're good for that.
All I know is it's not Spike Lee. That's any other movie. Could be David Lynch, could be Martin Scorsese, but it's not Spike Lee.
Is it Spike Lee or other? Those are the two options.
I'm taking the field.
I don't know that I've ever seen a Spike Lee movie, actually.
I haven't seen Do the Right Thing, and that's considered his biggest movie.
Yeah.
God, I haven't seen many. I saw Summer of Sam. There's a rando one of his. I feel like I've seen one or two others. Especially his 20th first century track record, not that sterling.
I've always heard that Do the Right Thing is good, but it's not like he's some amazing auteur.
Yeah. I mean, I think people thought he was going to be after that.
Sure.
Like, oh, man, he's on to something. And I think the Malcolm X movie is really good. I never did. That's pretty sure that's Spike Lee. I never did see that. But
I don't think I have either.
And I think at one time he was pretty prolific. But, God, I haven't seen much. I know I'm forgetting a couple, but I have not seen much of his. He did Bamboozled. But, yeah, I have not seen.
When I think Spike Lee, I think New York Knicks fan. And that's pretty much it.
Front court, season tickets for 25 years. 30 years maybe. Yeah.
Which means he's lived through some tough Knicks years.
Good God has he. That guy deserves a win. I think they've won one playoff series since the 90s.
Oof.
It's 2023.
They ever win the big one during, not with Ewing?
Nope. Early 70s, they won two.
Oof.
Yeah. Willis Reed was on the team.
Tough.
Yeah.
So was, fucking Williston.
North Dakota's own Phil Jackson.
There we go.
Yeah. He was he was a sixth man on that team. He was the first big off the bench.
Yep. He played on one of those Knick teams.
Yeah. So, they won in 70 and 73 or something like that. So they're due the 50th anniversary of their last one.
Oof.
In New York, where they, but just insanely poorly ran.
I was going to say, they must have an owner who doesn't spend money or
spends money poorly.
Oh, that's it.
Is often what it is. Yep. Hires the wrong coach and won't fire him, so no one wants to play there. Or then finally gets cap room and just buries themselves under a pile of bad contracts. Or pays a bunch of money for Amari Stoudemire, who was good, but had Bill Walton feet. And so he had Bill Walton feet syndrome, so he's just never going to stay healthy. There's a name. There's his whole feet are all stress fractures, which is terrible. You feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
You're never going to get healthy because how does that heal? Your feet aren't supposed to be 2.5 feet long. That's what happens. The human feet aren't supposed to be that fucking big. I noticed that at that Wolves game. Look at the fucking tennis shoes that guy's wearing. Jesus Christ. It's silly. Why are your feet so... How fucking long is your big toe? 5 inches long?
I want to see it.
You got toe dicks.
Longer than your middle finger.
Yeah. Oh, my... Totally, yeah.
Just you hollering all this from your seat in the stands.
I bet his middle toe's bigger than my pecker. To a scared family of 4.
But mine's got a bigger nail on it. What?
Don't worry about it. We weren't. We wouldn't have even thought that until you brought it up loudly.
Well, the idea of a penis with a fingernail on it is terrifying.
Yeah, you got to talk to somebody.
Trim this?
You polish those ends. That ain't just a clipping. That's you got your emery board and those things. Holy shit! Ruining your undies.
Dick nails.
Yeah. Dick Nails would be a good name.
Yeah, totally.
I'm the new salesman. I'm Dick Nails. Go by Richard. Richard's my father. I'm Dick.
Dr. Dick Nails. So, boys in the Highland. Bart, Nelson, and Dolph are getting dumped out of a van in the Scottish Highlands for the Highland Trek for Troubled Truants.
Is this based on anything?
Fuck if I know. I have no idea.
Really weird. Like, again, doesn't feel like a Simpsons episode almost. Like
I really like this episode, but this is a strange one.
Yeah.
They're all in some manner of trouble, and the deal is they got to walk to Ankle Rock, which is the thing from Lost.
Oh, there is something like that in Lost, yeah. But in Lost, it's an old statue,
it's
right?
not 1-to-1, because in Lost, it's the Statue of Liberty's foot. Like, it has the sandal on it.
Yeah.
But this, I mean, it's a big stone foot.
Yeah. I almost think that this is supposed to be a natural phenomenon.
Yeah, like the New Hampshire face.
Yeah. You see that on your travels out east for that comedy festival?
No, I didn't. I saw it on license plates and on road signs because it's everywhere. Yeah. But I didn't see The Rock.
You didn't? Yeah, it's like, yeah, I get it. Like, I don't need to see it in person. Oh, it looks just like this picture.
Oh, yeah,
cool.
look at that. Yeah. Sure is a rock face.
That I drove 175 miles out of the way. Rural New Hampshire.
Pull over, try to get a souvenir license plate that says Marlin. They're not going to have one.
Or has an O in it.
Oh, yeah.
But that happens a lot.
I don't think I've ever even seen a misspelled one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Marlon Wayans, he knows your plate.
Yep, and Brando.
Yeah. Oh, good call. Yeah.
Wayans and Brando are both O's. I'm an I boy.
Is there a famous Marlin with an I?
I don't think so. Sterling Marlin, the race car driver.
Yeah.
Probably as close as you can get.
Yeah, I would say.
The Miami Marlins, they're a baseball team.
That's a fish. the fish Marlin.
It's a swordfish kind of thing. So their punishment is they have to march or trek or hike, however you want to say it, from where they're at to Ankle Rock by noon tomorrow. And the bullies, Nelson and Dolph, are giving Bart a bunch of shit, but then Bart gets thrown a goddamn lifeline because Martin's parents drop him off because Martin is in some manner of trouble and has to do this, but claims that he volunteered. Yeah. So... but now Bart thrilled because he's no longer the lowest on the totem pole.
And Martin has a fancier backpack.
Very. He has one of those real tall backpacks with like a structure to it. There's like skeleton to it.
There's ribs to it, yeah.
Like I kind of want one. I didn't. I would.
That's a true mountain one.
I'd have no reason to use it.
I think there's one in my house somewhere. I think when my dad took a hunting trip out to Wyoming years ago because they camped out there, so you had to have a tent with you and everything, you know.
It's like a backpack built on a tiny step ladder.
Yeah, or like
there's frame to
like a 2-wheel cart almost. You know, there's a base and a backing. You know? And then you just strap shit to it, you know.
Very strange. Yeah. Never seen one in the wild, never had the need for one, but I want one for no reason.
You live in the mountains. You going to be a hiking boy?
I can't envision myself being a hiking boy.
Hiking with no goal at the end seems pretty ridiculous to me. I'd rather just put headphones in and walk in a park. I do like getting my steps in. I'm a stepping boy.
I've been on a hike like in Buffalo State Park to the east of here out by Holly and like found no joy in it.
Yeah.
Like a paved walking path through some nature, totally. Yeah, like go around the park out here, the big Frolf Park across the street, totally. But it like fucking walking on uneven rocks and having to fucking hoist over a log every so often. Fuck no. I was so miserable the whole time.
If I was in better shape and it was like a hunting thing, I'd like it then. Like, because I was like, I'd like it now, but the idea of shooting something, quartering it out, and dragging it out of there, I'm just so out of shape that the idea of doing that's insanity. I never could do it. You know,
if I were in outstanding shape, I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to hike. Like again, fucking walking path. Fuck yeah, let's do it. But like, I'm not a nature kind of boy. So
how about oh my god, you're in a gym, the walk when you walk on the thing that turns in a circle.
Treadmill?
Treadmill, there we go.
Holy shit.
They're not seeing me doing the hand gesture
They're not
right now.
seeing you with your index and middle finger making the walking motion.
You a treadmill boy?
Thing on a circle.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, it turns, you know. Treadmill's a weird fucking thing to explain if you don't know the word treadmill.
I would say you walk on a belt that
there you
turns on
go.
its own.
Yeah, belt would be the idea. We're playing $100,000 pyramid now.
I don't love a treadmill. I think it's weird. Like I get like weird equilibrium when I'm on a treadmill.
Yeah,
like,
it totally does.
This doesn't feel. Maybe if you do it enough,
Just
maybe
get used to it.
You get used
Get your
to it.
treadmill legs.
Yeah.
Like being in the ocean.
Yeah, but like no, for me, if I get on a treadmill, it feels like I'm standing in a boat. Like I'm gonna fall down.
If I got to do something like that, it's going to be a exercise bike. I'd rather do that.
Let your dick go numb.
Yeah. Oh my God. Everything. Fucking knees to fucking navel.
Putting too much fucking pressure on your boy buzzer.
Yeah. Doesn't even feel. Yeah, just everything's. That's true though. There's a feeling you get off an exercise bike. Like my tailbone to my mid thigh is numb right now.
You're not
like,
supposed to get the pins and needles in your hog.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. It's waking up now. This is great. Terrific.
Do I have to piss? Have I pissed?
Have I pissed? Have I been pissing this whole time? I hope this is sweat. I sure hope this is sweat.
Just full body pissing yourself on an exercise bike in a crowded gym.
I remember one time the gym at work, the fucking night crew realized there's TVs up there. So you go to use the gym after work, there'd be some fucking DJ. One time, literally drinking a 2-liter of Mountain Dew, sitting on an exercise bike, not pedaling, watching fucking Deal or No Deal.
Just a way to watch
I'm like,
television.
I'm going to roll a fucking grenade in here. Just wipe you scum off the earth. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, please don't hang out in the gym.
Yeah.
People are trying to work out.
Be better than that.
So now we get a quick little rundown of how all the boys ended up here. Bart Tide Potted the fountain in town. Dolph stole one of those fucking cafe heaters, like the posts, because he likes to eat al fresco. And Nelson broke Moe's love tester machine.
Yeah, took the coins.
Yeah, took all the quarters out of it. Real weird to see Dolph without Kearney and Jimbo.
Very much so. Because of the three, he's the least used.
Yeah. I wonder if maybe that's why they picked him for this.
I think that makes sense.
Because this could have easily been Kearney or Jimbo, but it's Dolph. This is where we learn, Martin volunteered for this because he's a fucking goody two-shoes.
Looks good on his resume.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in a B story that I think is a very good idea, Lisa has sent Maggie to go live with Patty and Selma for a couple days because this is like a weekend thing that Mart's going to be gone, and is so stoked to be an only child for a day and a half.
Changes her name
to
Jules.
Yeah.
That seems more like a Lisa thing, and I'm Jules now.
She has like a whole list of activities. I think this is a great idea that they fumble. I think the B story, I think should have been a story and better. Like I feel like this is a great idea and we wasted it.
Interesting.
As
Okay.
this B story. Meanwhile, the kids find a baby goat tied up in a cage like in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, exactly like Jurassic Park.
And they feed a ton of Martin's stuff to this goat and take the baby goat. I think because earlier Willie had said, you're going to find the greatest of all treasures. And Nelson explains like, listen, I've been through every truancy group. They all have a dumb acronym. This is the treasure, is this goat. Trust me. So they take the goat. At which point a bunch of fucking like skull face wearing pagans show up looking for their sacrificial goat.
Very scary voices.
Yeah, they got the hooded robes, very druid, very, very Scottish Highland pagans, you know. A lot of that in that area, at least historically.
Yeah.
You know, Ireland, Scotland, that's where all that shit was taking place. So the boys and the goat escape. They find a canoe, and they can't get the goat in the canoe. So Bart has to choose between, do I go with Nelson and Dolph in the canoe, and not have to walk, or do I stay with Martin and the goat and walk because I like the goat? And he chooses the goat and Martin.
Martin's thrilled.
Yeah, Martin, of course, he thinks they're homies. Back at home, we're playing some manner of board game. Oh, fucking women's suffragette Monopoly.
Yeah.
And Lisa just hyped to be the only kid and leaning into it like, activities, we got to do this and that. She has like a whole itinerary. We got our sourdough starter should have been going 20 minutes ago.
They do a poetry slam.
Yes. They do.
Homer snaps, Marge plays bongos.
Yeah, while Lisa does poetry.
There's a great gag if you pause and read it, because Homer's like, well, what about my poem? It's Return of the Rapping Tomato. If you pause it, the lyrics are the dumbest fucking thing you can imagine.
Yep.
Son of Rapping Tomato.
Is Rapping Tomato a thing?
I think maybe Homer referenced it earlier ages ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I was like, I wonder if that's something I'm not getting.
Yeah, that was my own, and that's a very vague memory, so that might not be true either.
Dolph and Nelson are walking. They come across this luxury Airbnb, so they're in there. They're fucking having a fancy old time.
They are very fancy.
They're eating alfresca under one of those type of heaters that Dolph likes so much. They're like drinking liqueur and I think smoking cigars at some point. Very fancy luxury Airbnb for the middle of fucking nowhere in the Scottish Highlands. Meanwhile, Martin is trying to be friends with Bart, but Bart just crushes him, tells him what a fucking loser he is, and hey, just because I like the goat, don't think I like you.
Yeah.
Like, comes down pretty hard on poor Martin.
Pretty mean to Martin.
Back at home, Lisa is starting to lose it. She is too hype about this, has too many activities lined up, and is going too hard, shoveling down mint chocolate chip ice
Because
cream.
Bart normally eats it all.
Yeah, which I wouldn't think Bart is a mint chocolate chip boy, but okay.
Yeah, it's a good one, though. You give it a try, it's good.
I love mint chocolate chip.
But you're right, not a kid ice cream.
Exactly, not a kid ice cream. I love it. I love mint and chocolate.
Yeah, that's a good combo. Oh, yeah, you offer 10-year-old me that ice cream? I'm like, we'll see.
Like,
But
I don't think a kid is reaching for a York peppermint patty.
True.
I will eat 5 York peppermint
Oh, my God,
patties.
yeah. God, I haven't had one of those in ages. They are a treat.
Yeah, they're real good. But she's going too hard. She eats all this ice cream and then makes Homer give her a fucking
Horsey,
piggyback ride and immediately hurls mint chocolate chip ice cream all over the place.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop. It's pretty graphic vomiting.
I like that Homer and Marge are just on board with this the whole time.
Yeah, very good parenting.
Yep, they're just smiling through everything, just letting her have her day, you know?
Homer handles getting vomited on so well.
Yeah, doesn't even break stride.
Yeah.
And Marge is right there to towel the ice cream barf off of him. And we see them carrying poor Lisa upstairs. She went too hard, flew too close to the sun. The pagans show up at that luxury Airbnb and lock Dolph and Nelson down in the basement. Meanwhile, out in the fucking wilderness, Martin loses it on Bart. Freaks the fuck out. We get some good animation of real manic-looking Martin just getting in Bart's face and explains that he's not here because he chose to be. He's here because he broke into the goddamn pharmacy to steal steal more ADHD medication because his parents are breathing down his neck so hard. He's got to fucking do this test and learn this instrument and this and that. And he's under so much pressure that he finally snapped and broke into the pharmacy in order to get a bunch of drugs. And then he calls out Bart, and this was good.
Yeah, on point too.
Totally. This is Truth Bomb Martin.
Yeah.
Calls out Bart for being nice to him when no one's around, but being a dick when the bullies are around, and that makes him a coward and a conformist. Yeah. Not some bad boy.
Which is worse than bullies. Yeah.
And ditches him. Martin fucking leaves.
With the goat chooses Martin.
Yeah, yep. I was like Team Martin. I was like fist in the air, like fuck Martin. Bart is a fucking pussy who only pushes you around when the other kids are there. We cut back to it's the next morning at the Simpson household. Lisa got to spend all night in her folks' bed and is just happy about that because that's, I guess, an only child thing to do.
Yeah. No other kid bursting in to squeeze in on the action.
Yeah. I don't know that I ever slept in my folks' bed, but...
God, when I was little, I tried to sneak in there when I was real little.
Why?
Often,
Why would you want to be in there?
Because I'd be scared.
You can sleep in your own bed.
That's always scared. There's something outside. There's always something outside. Mom, there's something outside. There's never anything outside. There's never been anything. I mean, this is a trailer park. There's troubled people roaming, but they're not trying to get in here. I assure you things are okay. Nope. I'll just sleep at the foot of the bed if that's okay. Go back to your room. A lot of talks to me like that as a young boy. I learned where the dead spots in the floor of our trailer were. I could sneak into a bedroom like a fucking phantom.
What a talent.
Yeah, right? Little fucking 4-year-old me was like fucking Spider-Manning it through our house silently.
It's you doing the Catherine Zeta-Jones laser grid scene from Entrapment.
I'm pretty sure that's why my parents got us bunk beds. Because then, like, if there's like my getting up and roaming around will get my brother's attention. You can't do nothing if there's a 2-year-old following you around.
That's pretty crafty on your folks' part.
Right.
Bart finally catches up to Martin and apologizes. And then we go to, they kind of come over the hill, and the pagans have the other boys, Dolph and Nelson, all tied up with a swinging bladed pendulum, gonna fucking murder these two. And it turns out that they are just film students filming their horror
Found
movie
footage,
on their phones.
Yeah.
And they're all immediately like whiny and whingy. Yeah, they ruined our shot.
Yeah.
And the bladed pendulum breaks and starts going fucking haywire, swinging all over the fucking place. Gonna actually kill Dolph and Nelson. And Martin, like, gets the rhythm of it and does the math and is like, oh, that's the exact rhythm of such and such waltz.
Blue Danube.
Waltz with me, Bart.
And the fact that it works is so good.
The fact that Bart does, like, Martin could have just done it himself, didn't need to bring Bart with, but they waltz through the path of the bladed pendulum and untie those two just in time to save their lives. And then the kids ruthlessly bully the film students, which is fun, before taking off, and they make it to Ankle Rock, and Willie's there to be like, you made it, and the greatest treasure of all is the journey of you made along the way. And they're all like, that's bullshit. Like, this sucks. I love how dismissive Dolph is. Just like, well, that sucks. And then Martin's folks pull up to get him to ride home, and Martin tells them off fucking pretty hard.
Yeah.
Martin goes pretty hard on his parents and is just like, bad kids ride in the van, and he gets in the van with the other three boys. And then we end off back in the Simpson house. The house is back to being fucking bonkers. Everybody yelling and screaming at each other. The cat is attacking Homer. I think Marge is chasing Bart around.
He's like in his underwear on a skateboard or something.
And Lisa's just quietly flipping through her photos of her one day as an only child.
Really looking back happily.
Yeah. I like that episode quite a bit.
Yeah. I didn't like it right away, but it grew on me.
I think it's a little laugh heavy or a laugh light. I mean, but I do like the trek. Also, as they load up in the van and start driving home, you can see the power plant cooling tanks.
I don't get why.
Where is this?
Is Scotland known for having like lots of fucking nuclear power? Or
I think we're meant to believe that this is outside of Springfield.
Oh my God, really?
I think Springfield has whatever you need, including Scottish Highlands.
Unbelievable.
Full of pagans.
Unbelievable.
Like, I thought that was a good joke. Like, we're not in Scotland. We're right outside of town.
We see the power plant right away, and then we see a power plant at the end again, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I think that's what this is.
Okay,
is that it's
that
right
makes
outside
sense.
Springfield.
They got everything you need.
Yeah. I mean, Willie drove them there. It's not
true.
Scotland.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, there's a school van.
Yeah. I like that one. Like you said, I think you could make a pretty banger episode of Lisa getting a day as an only child.
Yeah.
And I think it was kind of a waste to do it this way.
Yeah, it was like the list of activities she had was good. So, yeah, it could have definitely, or at least maybe like co-headline stories.
Sure. Yeah.
Because we don't get a whole lot of time spent on it.
No, not a lot.
Let's take a look at episode 13. You won't believe what this episode is about. Act 3 will shock you. Perhaps the most wordy title we've ever had.
Might be the most amount of words in any title. Yeah.
So look
I love it.
Yeah. Especially once you find out what the episode's about.
Totally.
Yeah. Because right away I was like, what am I missing here? What cultural reference? But, soon all will be revealed. Episode starts off with Marge kicking the family out of the house because she has rented a carpet cleaner. I love how jazzed she is.
She
about
is
this.
so stoked.
Yeah.
When she's trying to get everybody to eat breakfast faster, she pours cereal into Bart's mouth and then milk. And when she takes that goddamn pancake off of Homer's plate, rolls it up like a funnel and stuffs it in his mouth, and then dumps fucking syrup down it. And the noises he's making, because
Homer's not unhappy about it.
He's panicked at first, and then pretty soon, so good.
He's into this. We get Hey Pally. That's always nice.
Yeah, he's the delivery guy.
And the 3-hour rental beginning now. He walks backwards out of there.
I love that Marge is so hyped for this goddamn steam vacuum rental.
So that means the rest of the family has to find a way to kill the afternoon. They're driving around like, oh boy, dog park. And they look across the street, oh boy, trampoline park. So Homer's like, you can't leave me with the dog people.
I love his disgust with dog people.
Because I agree with a lot of it.
Yeah.
So the kids go to a trampoline park, which, God, the kids' life enjoyment has gotten so much better in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
6-year-old me would have fucking killed someone to go to a trampoline park. Good God, I bet that's fun.
Yeah, not to sound like an old man, but I would have in my day. These kids don't know how good they got it.
Oh my God, so much fun.
You could go to a trampoline park today.
Yeah, I mean, I technically could. I'd end up in handcuffs. They don't want single 40-year-old men hanging out around that many kids.
I bet you could get away with it. I bet you could just walk in there and start bouncing.
Do you think there's a weight limit? I think it almost has to be. And I fucking broke a trampoline when I was fucking 150 pounds later. But actually, it was my heel. My heel hit a spring, so that might have just been klutziness.
Oh, that's not, yeah. That doesn't count.
I bet butter chunks can snap out some springs. You get some big air going. Jeez, that's humiliating. They got to go down into the galley and fucking pull you out of the darkness. All the fucking old little kids' shoes down there.
Let me at least dive in the big foam pit.
Yeah. No. It's like a fucking sewage drain that you lead yourself out of. You don't get allowed back in.
I think you and I should walk into a fucking sky park and try to just like, 2 please, just with 100% confidence.
Then frantically calling the regional manager, like, what do we do? I didn't pay attention to the video that well. Are they allowed?
I go to Chuck E. Cheese and play skee ball because I like skee ball.
Do you really?
Yeah. We've talked about that before. I like playing skee ball, and that's where the skee ball lives. I play skee ball, and then I give all my tickets to a kid.
You are on so many lists. You are so many problem lists. Like, keep both eyes on this guy.
Like what? Like list of most generous skee ball fanatics?
Men who hang around children areas alone. Yeah, I just like to go to like the men's room at a public pool and just like give my free flippers to the kids. Give my water wings.
I ain't hurt nobody. I'm playing skee ball.
I'm with you, man. We live in a tedious. Really, everyone's real touchy nowadays. I don't touch the boys. They don't want to hear that either.
I don't touch nobody. All I do is touch balls. I go there and I touch.
Here we go. All of this is going into a database somewhere.
And then give tickets to some strange child.
So Homer is forced to go to the dog park alone, where we find out Lenny has become a dog nut.
Yeah.
And he's just bored to fucking tears. Lenny's going on and on about dog life, wants to get him matching jackets. And that's when Santa's little helper, does he just like snap at
I like snarls and snips. Yeah.
Yeah. And that gets Lenny.
Snarls and snips. Is,
That's my favorite cut of beef jerky. You get the big bag of snarls and snips for a fraction of the regular stuff.
it's my new beauty salon I'm opening.
So Homer's thrilled about this, though, because that got Lenny out of his hair because Lenny was boring him to death. And he's like, hey, good job, Santa's little helper. Hey, the kids are busy about it. I'm going to get you a treat. So they go to some boutique yogurt or ice cream place. Yep. You just stayed here. And he's a good dog owner. He cracks the windows. He has the AC on. He goes inside. Fucking Santa's little helper is a dipshit dog.
Yep.
Jumps around, rolls the windows up on itself, and kills the power to the car.
Yeah,
knocks
the keys out of the ignition. Bad dog.
Yep, very bad. Always has been.
Yep.
That dog's the fucking worst dog. So he's in there deciding ice cream treats. Meanwhile, the community's gathered. I'm like, what kind of animal fucking leaves a dog on a car on a day like this? And he finally comes up like, ooh, what are you guys gawking at? Like he wants to join in on it. Meanwhile, it's his car.
Yeah.
And they're panicking. He's panicking. And they're not panicking. They're fucking just, the rage is building.
And everybody with their phone up, filming.
He's like, I think Marge leaves a key hidden under the car. And when Nelson yells, it's like, the dingus is trying to hide from us. they drag him out.
As if that's how you would try to hide, crawl halfway under the car.
I think a fireman comes up like, hey, one time our Doberman, that was a fireman dog.
Dalmatian
accidentally locked itself in, and she gets the door open, and everyone is just talking shit. And so one of them's like, I bet he's a bad parent too. And like, wait a second, that's too far. And that's when Lisa and Bart show up all beat up. Dad, you forgot to pick us up.
They're all banged up from the trampoline park.
It's not reflecting well on Homer so far. And he's like, hey, I was doing a good thing. I was like treating my dog to a treat. Like, you guys are overreacting. Gets home. By the time he's gotten home, Marge has found out that he is going viral and not for anything good for all of this. And like people are freaking out, this and that. And Lisa writes him a speech. Hey, here's like an apology thing. This will smooth it all over. I'm not going to do that. And it escalates to the point that fucking Skinner, or pardon me, Burns has like a fucking, I don't know a news conference to announce that he's firing Homer as a PR stunt to make them look less awful.
It's very like we do not share the views of Homer Simpson. That comes after he does his next bad thing because he almost apologizes.
Yeah. Oh, is this after?
Yeah, the Burns thing.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah. Because what is it? He goes there. Oh, he hears the murmuring in church.
Yeah.
And he's like, enough is enough. So he goes up there, and Lisa's like, Dad, read this.
And he's about to.
Yeah. And he's like, nope. And I'm almost with him so far.
I am 100% on Homer's side here. He didn't do anything wrong.
And he's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry the fact that I have to hang out with you losers who have nothing better to do than film people and try to catch people at their worst and this and that. You have skin thinner than gas station toilet paper.
That's funny.
Which for a guy that shits in gas stations a lot, I understand. I know the plight.
You're a fan, though. You like a thin toilet paper.
Yeah, I wanted to have some structural integrity, though.
You want to be able to trace Garfield through.
I don't want like a fucking slight. If the goddamn air machine, like the hand dryer, turns on, it doesn't disintegrate. Like, I'm wiping my ass with remnants. That's never good. Not getting a good clean with remnants.
Ass remnants.
So he's like, I'm not going to apologize. And he's getting all animated. During his blustering, he fucking knocks Lovejoy through a stained glass window, which that's wild.
Insane.
Yeah. So now he's the guy that's pushing pastors through fucking windows. And so now he's just a pariah. I think like 3 weeks passed. Does that seem right?
Yeah. Total pariah. Been doxxed.
Yeah.
And
like Bart's keeping track on a marker board. Like, is that a death threat? Or are you just yelling?
Would you call this a death threat or a threat of violence? And he, like, whatever that other person says, he's just like, okay, thank you for calling. And hangs up the phone and then puts a tally on every category.
Touched each base.
Yeah. And this is where Burns fires him.
So he's out of work. Now he's just lying on the couch. He sees an ad for Prawn-a-thon, what is it called at Red Lobster? Shrimp? Endless Shrimp? Just Endless Shrimp, I think.
Is that it?
Yeah.
It's not like Shrimp Fest?
No, I think it's maybe...
I think you might be right.
I think it's Endless Shrimp.
Endless Shrimp at Red Lobster.
Which I will indulge.
Big fan.
But we've discussed it before, I can't eat enough in one sitting to really make a mockery out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not embarrassing... Like, I'm not getting my money's worth. I can feast with, not even with the best of them. I can have a nice little feast, but I'm not eating 150 fucking shrimp.
Yeah, I never go whole hog at that thing, but I will go every year and eat like 2 things of shrimp scampi instead of 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, but I'm not going there to set a fucking record.
Well, I like a scamp. I like the coconut shrimp too.
I can kind of take or leave coconut shrimp, and I like both coconut and shrimp.
Yeah, it's a hell of a combo.
I just prefer. I either want like just a standard fried shrimp or a scampi shrimp.
What are there's like 5 or 6 options.
There's scampi, coconut, classic breaded, shrimp pasta, which that's a sucker bet. You're fucking
Eating all them noodles, but it's good.
Yeah, it is good.
And then is there just a cold cocktail shrimp option?
Maybe.
Yeah. Feels like there's one other cooked style we're missing.
Yeah, I feel like we're missing one, but I just go for the scamp. I love the scamp.
Oh, good scamp's good.
Yeah, love me a shrimp scamp.
Get that nice little bit of seasoning, but it's still pretty naked shrimp.
Yeah. That being said, those are pretty garbage shrimps. Those are little guys.
Yeah, little cutie pies.
Yeah, those are size of a fucking plastic pop bottle cap.
Is that maybe what you can get? Is just like they'll bring you 2 jumbo shrimp? Maybe that's one of the options. The bigger,
maybe.
Fucking fist size ones.
I love me a fucking love me a goddamn big shrimp.
So that's
big shrimp.
So I'm actually usually with a lot of Homer's gluttonous tendencies, I can't follow him, but this one I can.
Yeah.
So he's trying to gather up the family, like, oh, where there's everyone, and then he opens like the pantry or like that little closet by the door, and they have a spot for each of their shrimp bibs, and they're all gone except Homer. So he shows up angrily at the seafood place. Everyone leaves in a huff because he's there, and that's when he sees Marge and the kids like cowering, like they're embarrassed that they went without him. And he's like, "What you guys do? You know I love this. Like, well, Dad, we need to be able to do something in public, and like, this lifestyle is going to be untenable. Like, they can't live like this." And that's when someone overhears it and comes and introduces himself. Like, "Hey, I actually work with people that have suffered a similar fate as yours. I work for a place called the Institute." They keep referencing the Institute. And it's like we take people that have, had their worst day caught on camera and shown throughout the world. So we're going to try to rehabilitate you. That's what we do here. And like
reputation rehabilitation.
Yep. And they're like, "I guess I have to do this." So he gets there. He's one of 5, I think. We get Mrs. Lovejoy, who's Lemonade Karen.
Lemonade Karen.
She flips out on Sherry and Terry having a lemonade stand.
"Show me your license. Yeah. Show me your food license. Hello, 911.
We get a guy, like a little short guy who gets he just has a short temper. Like, "Oh, you don't let me into the club because I'm too short. Oh, you want to marry me just because I'm short."
Yeah.
And then we get this judge who doesn't realize his camera on. He's singing AC/DC while taking a shit.
The toilet rocker.
Yeah. He doesn't know the words. An American thigh.
It's so funny.
And this fucking like 60-year-old big black guy singing AC/DC on the shitter. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then it's Kirk Van Houten.
Yep, soccer dad or juice box dad.
Who's berating a coach for not taking his son out of the game. Like, "Don't you want to win, coach?"
Yeah.
Then cut to sad Milhouse letting the ball roll by him, and he's the goalie.
Yeah, that was very funny.
So that's kind of the team. And they all start fighting, and they don't get along. And then finally, the guy running it, who's voiced by
Kumail Nanjiani.
There you go.
Yep. Theo is that character's name. This is about where we start getting inundated with Suicide Squad references.
Yeah.
Like them in that auditorium.
Yeah.
They even bring up someone says the words Suicide Squad later.
Yeah, I think that's Kirk mentions it.
Yeah.
And they try to do like community outreach and just help things out, pick trash is what they're doing. Everyone still hates them. They just get bombarded with garbage.
They see right through it.
This isn't going to work. So Theo you can see a million miles away that he's acting when he's doing this, but like, "Hey, there's one thing we can do, but it's too radical." And they're like, "Oh, if it's too radical, that's not."
Oh, then never mind.
That's a good gag. Like, no, it's not. No, you said radical. Then I could tell. It's like, no, come on, like just this is what it is. So
no, I said that hoping you would be intrigued. Yeah. Ooh, intrigued, you say. Like, that's what does it. I love Kumail Nanjiani so much.
He's a good choice for this.
He's so good.
He does, like, smarmy well.
Yeah, yeah. God, I'm glad for him. Like, he was Like, he was a good comic, but never like a huge fucking massive auditorium comic, and then just became a good actor, it turns out.
Yeah, very good, yeah. Made that movie about his real life relationship that was just critically acclaimed. She got sick.
Big low, big...
The Big Sick?
Yes, there you go.
I think that is it, yeah.
Yep. I never saw that. I heard it was
Very
good.
Yep.
And now he's in Marvel.
Yeah.
Like,
What's he a part of?
Eternals. He's one of the Eternals.
Yeah. Never did see that.
So it's not like he's in a great Marvel movie,
Not
but
Captain America Jr. or something.
right. Holy shit! If he was, if that was the character, if
Get
he
him,
was,
Cap.
if he was the Godzuki to Captain America's Godzilla,
I was gonna say Scrappy Doo.
Scrappy Doo. I mean, that's the Scrappy Doo and Godzuki probably have like a
same
VHS tape out there where they team up.
So it turns out that they have been picked specifically to work as a team, the Suicide Squad, and break into something called Chum, which is this giant internet thing where like all the clickbait articles at the bottom of any article you look, they're the ones that put the links because they're on everything.
They're on every site. You ever get suckered in?
Oh, God. Occasionally, I hate myself for doing it. Oh, I got to click 3 different pages to see whatever I want to see.
They even bring up at some point the slow-loading slideshow.
Yeah. Insanity.
You won't believe what this child actor looks like now.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
So they break into this thing. It's insane. It's on an island. They have to dig a hole on the island to get under this. They got to rappel up a brick wall.
It's so good.
And they get in there. And it's like, oh, but there's guards everywhere. It's like, and they're like on a headset. Theo's like, oh, actually, there's no guards. Just clickbait. So there's all these computer cubicles and it's just desktops with all this shit on it. And they walk through and they can't resist.
Yeah.
I think it's someone's like, I do want to see what the girl from Waterworld looks like all grown up.
That was funny. Yeah.
And that's their downfall. So a bunch of alarms go off, but they're able to escape and pretty quickly get into the server. Like
only Homer escapes. Everyone else gets sucked in.
Yeah, good point. So he gets in there and he has like, I don't even know what has to plug in. Homer calls it a doodad.
It's just a thumb drive.
Yeah,
just a USB drive.
You'll see right there, Homer, that's where you put that in. He does, and it starts uploading. Hey, it shows the 5 of them, like him and Kirk. And it's like, oh, look, we're going to erase everyone's misdeeds, like from every meme, even from everyone's personal hard drive, which is pretty amazing. It's called like a universal eradicator.
Yep.
And then while you sit there watching the screen, all of a sudden, like the faces of like dictators and like business CEOs pop up. It's like, what? Wait. It's like, yeah, we're like erasing all these people's bad misdeeds.
Who do you think funded this?
Yeah, it's like, who do you think is paying for this? It's like, wait, what? And it's like, well, Homer, it's going to be fine. Sure, these people have done bad things, but you know, it's going to fix that just like it's going to fix you. And he has a crisis of conscience, but then he pulls it out when it hasn't finished uploading.
Yeah.
So then I think Theo's like bosses are now very angry. He's like, you're not going to like them being angry at you. But Homer's like, whatever. Oh, I can't do this. So then how did he even get off the island? Or does it even show that?
I don't think we even know.
Yeah. So he eventually does do the right thing and reads Lisa's apology.
Yeah, because like this huge server, since it's connected to everything apparently, just has like a live broadcast button that he pushes and reads Lisa's apology.
And apparently he kept it with him, so like he had it there to read, so the whole world sees it, and it is Lisa does a good job. I think like the voiceover actors, like for the first time in history, someone's apology goes over well or something like that. Like, so all is well. It's a real put a quick ribbon button on it, wrap it all up real nice.
And a bunch of shadowy figures kind of converge on Theo. And he's like, I knew I was too radical.
Yeah.
And
that gag coming back to that was good.
Yeah.
So Homer is now completely forgiven and all is well in the world. And I really enjoy this episode.
I like this episode a lot. I like Kumail. I like the fucking clickbait at the bottom of every website. Like them dunking on that is very good.
I've tried to make a comedy bit about it, but like just being a former child star and just, like you have the ups and downs that the rest of us do, and you just want to fucking read the update on the Pistons game, and you just catch the bottom of your eye a picture of you from 1992 in some movie you're in. It's like, you won't believe how fugly these child stars turned out, and you're gonna have to click, and it's you taking a shit in a cabana on a beach, and someone held a camera under the door. Like, Jesus Christ, I just want to get through my life.
I just want to shit at this cabana.
My parents stole all that money. I don't even make money from those movies anymore.
I work at a goddamn AutoZone. Leave me alone.
I think that's got to be such a shitty thing to have happen, because they're looking at the same articles we are, famous or not famous.
There's something to that, like, there's something to that celebrities living in a fishbowl and it's a goddamn nightmare kind of. There's something to that for sure. Yeah. I just saw a video come across my Twitter a while back of I don't know what year it was, but back at the height of his fame, where Michael Jackson paid to have someone shut down a supermarket so he could experience grocery shopping.
Oh, interesting.
And it's like employees like explaining stuff to him and showing him where stuff is, because that's something that he never got to do and he wanted to so badly.
That's
Can
wild.
you imagine living in an aquarium like that?
I saw Kix Brooks of Brooks and Dunn grocery shopping. It's funny, like he had the little cart, so but probably in a hurry, just needed a few things.
Like a basket?
I was like, look at that. That's fucking Brooks of Brooks and Dunn. Like,
did you go say hi?
Nope. I was like,
Just
you know what?
Give him a nod? Anything?
Nope, didn't even do that. He was like, I would have had to have waited for, he was like intently reading the carb count on some fucking spaghetti sauce or something. I remember that. He was like looking at different ones. And I was like,
sure.
Like, you know what? I'll leave him be. And one of the very few times I ever saw a country star in Nashville. The other example of what you mentioned, you would have been living here, I bet, but it's probably a solid 15 years ago. Do you remember when Tom Hanks' private plane landed at the little airport in Fargo and he needed to get some shit done to it? So they had to kill some time. So they just wanted to go to a place and get breakfast. So they went to Diener's Diner in West Fargo, and they shut the whole thing down and opened it for him at like 4:30 a.m.
Holy shit.
But like, he just can't go to Perkins. He just can't go to that would suck, man. Like, you just want to eat some fucking eggs and pancakes with your fucking wife and your fucking shitty kid. Like, that's so many adult men, that's all they want, a hearty breakfast and just to get on with their day. But no, they have to call an owner. Hey, open this, we'll cut you a check for $2,000. You can take some pictures with him. He'll sign something. All of that to eat eggs in peace. That is, man, the price of fame can be pretty fucking steep. Like, if you go there, that's the first thing you see when you walk in.
I've never heard of Diener's Diner.
Oh, it's a fucking banger, bro.
Is it?
No shit. The best soup and the best desserts you'll get in the Fargo-Moorhead area.
No shit.
Really? I would have assumed. That's why it never came up.
I love diner food.
Yeah, it's the best.
I've had diner food twice this week.
Nice.
I've gone to 2 different diners.
Really?
Yeah.
Care to share?
Randy's Diner 2 in West Fargo. They opened a second location, and I haven't been there. Turns out it's also good. Yeah. You catch me on the right day, I might tell you Randy's Diner is the best one in Fargo.
Oh, really?
Especially since CJ's closed, apparently, which is very sad.
CJ's gone. They raised that place. I just noticed that today.
Oh, did they tear it down? Yeah. Man, CJ's was good.
Yeah. Bad hours for a person that doesn't wake up till 11 a.m., but other than that,
you should try not being a person who wakes up at 11 a.m.
That's for another episode.
And then a new one downtown, Marge's.
Oh, I've heard.
It's down by Dempsey's.
Yeah.
Super limited menu, which I wasn't a huge fan of. Just like, here's 5 breakfast things and 5 lunch things that you can order. Or if you go there on a weekend, here's an additional 5 things.
Ah, okay.
But I was there not on a weekend, and I ordered, the only reason I ordered it was because it was worded so ominously on the menu. It was $10, and it was called The Pancake in big bold print. I was like, what the fuck? What god am I evoking with The Pancake?
It's like 3 inches thick and writhing. It's like
some fucking Lovecraftian batter nightmare. But it said 1 pancake, 2 sausage links, 2 eggs. I was like, sure, okay, I'll do that. This pancake came out on a goddamn pizza platter.
Oh my God.
Like, this pancake is 14 inches across. Probably 16, actually. Fucking enormous. And goddamn, it was that a good pancake.
Really?
It It was very good pancake.
It's a bummer when you get an undercooked pancake.
I would rather have an undercooked pancake.
Oh, really? I don't want it to be mushy.
I can take a little goo.
I don't like that.
I didn't
Yeah,
said it that way. But
wish that wouldn't be on the internet forever.
I would rather have an undercooked pancake to an overcooked pancake.
Okay. I just want a properly cooked pancake.
Although at some point, if you're overcooking a pancake, all you're doing is burning it.
Yeah,
you know, it's not like it gets tough
I don't want
if you
any
cook it
char
too
on a
long.
pancake. That's right.
Yeah.
You need to talk to somebody.
Yeah, but it was good. It was a fucking great pancake and good sausage and everything. Good vibes and fairly inexpensive for a downtown place.
Look at that.
Like I figured, like, because it wasn't my choice to go there. I was like, oh, a diner downtown. This ought to be fucking ridiculous.
Up its own ass.
And it was good, but if you asked me, I would way rather go to
Randy's.
any other diner.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Randy's or the Shack. Or
Shack's good too.
The Shack is never worth the wait. Not once. It is good. It is not so good that it's worth waiting.
See, I lucked out when I lived in that neighborhood. I was more apt to eat dinner there. And that would never await. Always a spot in that time of day.
Because the Shack is the one everyone raves about. Like, oh my God, the Shack.
Yeah.
I've never gotten there and not had to stand in line.
That sucks.
And it's good, but it's not so good that I would rather stand in line
It's
for it.
no better than the best of that in your hometown.
Right. Like, I would rather go to Randy's.
Yeah. And sit down immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
Get coffee immediately.
Or a fucking Village Inn. Like, I would take a Shack over a Perkins or a Denny's.
I do put Village Inn a cut above the other chain diners.
Yes. Yeah. I think Village Inn is probably the best chain.
Yeah.
After that, you're getting into the mom and pops, and those are all better than all the chains.
Yeah.
So I got to check out this Diener's, apparently. That is some very specific local material.
All right. Holy shit.
Woo! I am sorry if you live anywhere but Fargo.
If we have any Irish listeners left, I apologize. These restaurants are all 4,000 miles away from you.
Not worth the flight for sure.
Yeah.
They're all
They're
good, but please don't
plan a vacation
here.
around these.
Don't plan a vacation
please.
because you heard that the biscuits and gravy at Randy's are pretty good, which they are. Not the best biscuits and gravy I've ever had, but it's very good. If you do end up at Randy's, get the cinnamon streusel coffee cake and a fucking caramel roll. Caramel roll the size of your goddamn head.
Oh, God, that is a treat.
Last one, episode 14, is Bart the Cool Kid. Ralphie's got new kicks.
And why does he have them again? His quote is something good. They bring the kitty to the kitty thing, and they turned the kitty into new shoes.
Yeah, took the kitty to the veterinarian and came out with new shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
They turned the kitty into new shoes. He was so happy.
Oh, Ralphie.
And what brand are his?
Supreme.
Oh, his are too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which is their fake Supreme brand, obviously. You ever spring? You ever spring and get good kicks? Some ballers?
I've never spent more than $120. Spent $120 on Doc Martens in like 1997. They were all the rage.
Where are those Doc Martens now?
Oh man, they became my work boots. I wore them for I bet at least 3 summers of work.
Attaboy.
After being like a full school shoe. So
they're a hardy
good
boot.
Boots. They're a good boot, comfy too. You know?
Yep.
A friend of mine was telling me there's still a staple in the service industry. Because you get the right pair fitted right. They're pretty comfy if you're on your feet.
Sure.
They make the non-slip, and they're fashionable. So if you work at a fancy restaurant, they still look good.
They look good, yeah. Oh. I tried on a pair of Doc Martens once, some black ones, because I don't like that like buckskin color.
Yeah, I want
never really have.
Yeah.
And just didn't. I think I got fucking bad buyer's remorse and returned them the next day.
Really?
And it was the same salesperson working at that Journeys, and I felt so bad. Like, no, I made up some excuse about hurting my feet or something. I was like, sorry about your commission, bro.
What you ever bought a pair of nice work boots? Like spent a couple honey, got a pair of Red Wings or something like that?
No, always spent you always spent the money on cowboy boots back in the day, but even when I was a kid, I think a good pair of cowboy boots run you $150, $200.
I mean, if you wanted to get bananas, you get some ostrich skins for $400 or something.
Yeah, but you weren't buying those to fucking work cattle in. Yeah. You're not gonna pay $400 for ostrich and then immediately step in cow shit. You know.
So $150 back then. So that's probably like $200 now. Get you a damn good pair of cowboy boots.
I wonder what cowboy boots cost now. I don't know.
Are steel-toe cowboy boots a thing, or is that strictly the work of? Is that just strictly
like
a
the
work
little
boot?
tip, like the little silver
Well,
tip?
no, I mean, like
you mean a proper steel toe?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a thing.
Which is funny in the cattle game. Christ, you'd think having steel toes would be huge to get stepped on and shit. You know?
You don't get stepped on as much as you think.
Really? Yeah.
You got to get awfully close to a fucking critter for him to step on your foot.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens, but
I only for a couple years had steel toe boots, and one time they dropped a fucking manhole cover and landed right on the end of my foot. Like, god damn, glad I got them steel toes. That would have stung, and some sneakers.
Glad you sprung for them. Yeah. I'm sure they're uncomfortable and heavy, but I always think the ones that have that next shield that goes over the laces, those look fucking metal. The work boots with the metatarsal shield or whatever that thing is.
Thorax.
Yeah. Yes. I always think those look cool, but I'm like, certainly they can't be comfortable.
Yeah. I had plenty of friends that tell me you get a nice pair of Red Wings, once you get them broken in, they're nothing better, more comfortable.
Too many laces. They all got so many laces. I also don't like the look of a work boot. Like, I wouldn't be buying them for work. I don't need work boots.
Yeah.
But, like, as far as aesthetics, I don't really like the look of, like, a work boot or even a hiking shoe. Like, none of that.
Yeah, hiking shoes never did it for me. Work boots, if I got a comfy pair, would definitely be more, function over form.
Sure.
Yeah, I have friends that they swear by them. Like, oh, you get a good pair, that's the best thing you'll ever wear. But you're right, like, wake it up, put on, me and laces, Christ, we're fucking mortal enemies, I buy a new pair of shoes, I get it I loosen it up just enough, and then I double knot the tie, and then there's slip-ons after that.
No.
That's what I like, European zip-up on the side.
Oh, I'd love a pair of European boots. I would love it.
I got a pair of cowboy boots that have that on them, and they are pretty bodacious.
What I want is like the European, like just barely over ankle height, not like a full cowboy boot, but like a little over ankle height, zipper on the side, heel. That's what I want. Man. And guess what they don't make in a big wide snowshoe size.
I want to see you stuff them calves into some cowboy boots. That would look so. You have muffin tops on your calves.
Tops of the boots just rubbing blisters on either side of the calf.
Removing all the hair.
Yeah. I'd have to buy some real tall socks.
Yeah. I remember having that happen a few times I ever wore cowboy boots, having them fucking friction burn the hair off my legs because I was wearing ankle socks.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think that shit through at all.
That's a rookie move. That's Bush League. Yeah, I wore cowboy boots all the way through college.
That is amazing. And no one busted your balls for it or asked questions?
No, I don't think anybody ever asked a question.
That's weird, huh? It's college, I guess. Everyone kind of minds their own, unless they're your buddies, but
Like I was walking, I don't think I figured myself out for a while because I was walking around the dorms, cowboy boots, G-Unit T-shirt, and Slipknot hat.
You're just pushing it all together.
And that long brown duster over the top of everything.
They didn't say anything because I thought you're going to shoot the place up. Of course not. They're treading so lightly. Got all my ninja stars. I got all my swords.
No, I think that's a different flavor of trench coat. You're wrong on that.
I think people look at a trench coat with a pretty jaded opinion.
The brown oilskin duster is way more the last gunfighter than it is the last school shooter.
Richie Sambora
exactly. Yeah.
On a steel horse he rides. That is a lot going on. That's a lot. It's probably tough to bust your balls because it was tough to make an assessment. What the fuck? Okay. Is this like modern art? Is he saying something about society? No, I'm just all goofed up.
I think this kid's maybe a genius. Walking down to the basement of the student union at MSUM, throwing off that fucking duster with a flourish, kicking off my cowboy boots because it's time to play DDR. I was living life.
Yeah. Ever think about going back, live in the dorms?
No, 37 years old.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I think Rivers Cuomo was like 30. You could do it. Living in the dorms. I have a buddy that went back to the dorms when he was 28.
Oof.
His dad made an agreement with him. If you finish college, I'll pay for it all. And after he flunked out and was just working some menial labor jobs. And I know he flunked out again, but
Jesus.
He told a good story about and he had to live in the freshman dorms because he was technically still a freshman, and his dad wouldn't splurge to get like a fucking suite or something.
Yeah.
So he said they had speed dating. And he's like, of course I went. The men sat stationary, the women moved, and each woman would sit. 18 years old, sit down, just the look of confusion and panic that would set in, and he'd just look him dead in the eye. I'm 28 years old. And he would just panic through some small talk and just hustle the fuck
Just
out of
beg
there.
for that buzzer the whole time.
Staring longingly at the clock on the wall.
Yeah, I remember like my one of my public speaking classes in college had a 31-year-old in it, and I remember being like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, now it's like, oh, good for him, you know? But back then, I remember being 18, being like, what is going on?
I had a few different, even much older than that, like retirement age women.
See, that made more sense to me. I had a few of those, too.
Yeah, like just like, oh, I'm done with work. Kids are out of the house. I'm going to go finish school.
Yeah. It was the ones in the middle that baffled me as a kid.
A Portuguese man. I remember that. You don't meet many people from Portugal in them.
Not in North Dakota. Yeah.
I was like, huh, look at you. Look at you having fun.
Out here doing it.
Yeah. Wore a lot of berets.
Ooh.
Yeah. I remember him wearing a Chicago Bulls sweatshirt tucked into his jeans, dad move, with a jaunty little beret on. Talk about having some shit going on. You tie that together with a duster. Put some cowboy boots
Get
on.
some boots on, yeah.
You ever a beret, man?
No.
The one that kind of hang in the back? I don't mean like a little jaunty to the side. I mean hanging in the back.
No.
No?
Never been a
really?
beret. I don't think I've ever seen a beret available for purchase.
Where are they buying them at? Yeah, you're right. Like somewhere they are selling berets.
Also, I think you put it to the side, don't you?
I remember people that were trying to make not look like a French artist wore them backwards. Because they made ones meant to be worn backwards. I remember kids in my high school having ones that had a Chicago Bulls logo on it.
Oh, sure. I remember Jordan wearing one of those.
Oof, what a look, yeah. But that's a look of its time.
Yeah, not the most regrettable look that Jordan would ever rock.
I think a lot of the people that were wearing the backwards beret, were also the kind of guy that would rock a fisherman's cap. I think that had a little bit of not quite all the way, but a little bit of crossover.
Sure.
Yeah, God, the fisherman's hat was everywhere for a while too.
I think you could
pull
pull
bucket hat, whatever you wanted to call it.
I was about to say, I think you could pull off a bucket hat, like an LL Cool J Adidas bucket hat.
I don't think I think hats accentuate how big my head is. That just points to my head. Is that two people? Nope, that's just one head. That's unfortunate.
I think you could do it. I think you ought to try at least.
I had my moment in the hat sun. It was the trucker hat boom. Or no, I mean, I guess a little before that, I discovered, fuck, all these hats at my grandpa's place fit my head perfectly. I get two snaps for a little bit of support.
Yeah.
I can do the two snap. Fucking look at these hats. They go all the way down to my ear. I don't look like a fucking jack off. And then fucking Ed Hardy comes along, and it's all these dudes fucking fist pumping. And it's like,
Von Dutch ruined everything.
I remember this fucking snarky dude, nice trucker hat. Obviously trying to like, first off, I have a class. I have a CDL, sir. I'm not fronting here. And I just oh man, now everyone thinks you're a fucking idiot for wearing a hat like this.
That's a bummer. They took it away from you.
And then that one, the snap started breaking. That was a sad day when that last. I mean, I could have glued it or something.
Sure.
You just got to let a hat die a dignified death.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't make your 19-year-old dog get chemo.
Fold it just right and set it on fire like a flag after
like
it's
a good
tattered.
hat deserves.
Yeah. I sprung for nice sneakers once. I bought when I was in college when they reintroduced the pump, when Reebok brought the pump back in like 03 or 04.
Treated yourself?
Yeah. Tuition overage check.
Yeah, nice.
I bet that was $180 pair of sneakers.
No shit.
Yeah.
Do much for your social life?
Nope. Nope, sure didn't.
Did you walk through the hallways with confidence at least?
No. Like I didn't have confidence. I've told you what the rest of the outfit looked like.
True.
I didn't have confidence.
Even more perplexing. Yeah, there's so many layers here.
Yeah, that outfit wasn't confidence. That outfit was naivete.
You should have wore those shoes on your hands. Make things seem even weirder. Horseman? Cowboy? Slipknot? Juggalo?
Happening? Boy, I think all those things together, you just put it in the Juggalo pile.
That is true. Juggalo is the drunk drawer of cultures. Kind of into ninjas right there. You kind of like shitty rap, go right there. You kind of like scary rock music, go right there.
Oh shit. You appreciate a long coat? Go right there. Oh boy, that's too real.
Like a patent leather football jersey that's 7 sizes too big for you, right there. Come on in, brother. The water's fine.
Yep.
It's hot dog water.
Say what you will about the Juggalos, they take all comers.
Yeah, they sure do. Very
Juggalos
accepting lot.
Yep, Juggalos don't fucking exile anybody. Come on in. So Ralphie has new sneakers. We're 5 seconds into this episode. He's got Supreme. It's hard to say. Supreme sneakers.
Words are hard.
God damn it. Ralphie has Supreme sneakers. Fuck me. Bart, desperate to also have these new sneakers because, like, he sees how much adoration that Ralphie is getting. Ralphie is suddenly very cool.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. And they're coming out with the Supreme 2s tomorrow. So Homer, to his credit, goes and waits in line and gets Bart the Supreme 2s.
Get that boy them fancy shoes.
Yeah, so he went and got the fancy shoes. Bart, super hype. They show him step outside outside of the school. Everyone's gathered around, oohing and ahhing about his new kicks, and they immediately fall apart.
If 10-year-old Nathan goes up to my dad and says, hey, I'm going to need you to buy me some $160 shoes, and you're going to have to spend most of the day in line because they're very limited edition. He first would have assumed my mom was putting me up to this as some sort of joke. I don't even want to guess what his response would have just been a hearty laugh. Like, yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm not doing any of that.
I am not doing any of this. And go to bed. Like, it's 1:30 p.m.
Sneakers, one of those things, being on the outside of it because nothing cool comes in my size, and that applies even to my goddamn feet. You know? And so, like, but I appreciate it from the outside. Like, I love looking at new kicks that are coming out and all the fucking shoes that all the sneakerheads freak out about. I'm like, look at these. These are cool.
See, I'm kind of a basic bitch when it comes to sneakers. I like just kind of not bold, but just like basic patterns, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want a fucking shoe with fucking, like, Peppermint Patty and fucking Marcy on it. I don't like a lot of going on. I like just 2 or 3 colors. Like, I like bold colors, but I don't need a lot of frilly designs and shit.
Okay. What about like Chucks are always releasing like Rugrats Chucks?
That's the kind of shit
Black
I don't
Sabbath Chucks.
And like Chucks never did anything for me. They ain't enough support. I'm too fat for shoes like that.
I think Chucks are super cool and are dog shit for, to wear.
Terrible shoes. Yeah.
But again, I have too wide of fucking feet.
Yeah. I think I fit into that with Chucks. Chucks are a narrow ass shoe.
Yeah, I got bad arches, so that flat ass bottom does no good for me.
I'd rather have like a low top Converse, $50, $60 slip on. That's a fine shoe.
Yeah, like mine are fucking like $40 Reebok walking shoes. Uglier than sin. I hate my shoes, but they're so comfortable.
Yeah, same thing with Skechers. It's depressing to look at, but the function is there. Good walking shoe.
Yeah, it's a real bummer. But I do like looking at sneakers and being like, ooh,
fancy.
I like those.
I'm a fancy boy. I deserve fancy things.
But I'm a fancy boy with deformed mutant feet.
These toaster feet.
Wide ones, the bagel toasters.
Hotel toaster.
Yeah.
In the breakfast room.
Yeah, 4 slices.
Too much toast, some would say.
That's like the first thing I bought when I moved into this apartment was a 4-slice toaster.
Did ya?
That was me living large.
Decadence.
Oh, I can make so much toast.
Look at all the toast you're eating.
One person, and I had to buy a 4-toast toaster.
Just eating toast, one piece, 2 hands, just fucking spinning it and nibbling.
Like a raccoon.
Yeah, fucking Cookie Monster and that shit. Most of it's on the floor. So much mess, your cat went from being psyched to being scared. He's losing his mind.
I just love toast, kitty.
No, a cat could shake its head.
Oh, brother, can a cat shake its head?
No, a cat could show disdain that
Can
well.
a cat just show disdain? It's like the default setting for a cat is judgment. So these shoes immediately fall apart, and that's when we get to see what really happened, which is that Homer was standing in line, and then fucking Mike shows up. Mike
Wagman.
Yeah, Mike Wagman, the fucking who's the guy who voices him?
Rappaport, Michael Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport. Yeah, from 10 seasons ago.
A while back, it was a very good episode.
He shows up and he's selling knockoffs and just gives Homer a pair of knockoffs just because Mike Wagman likes Homer.
Yeah.
Bart humiliated, so he's pissed, and he's going to go return the shoes, takes them into Supreme, and tries to return knockoff shoes, and everyone dunking on poor Bart.
Yeah.
I liked the I guess you would call it cinematography here. It's from the view of all the dozens of people filming this on their phones.
If you remember too, when it becomes discovered that the shoes are trash, they start disintegrating. I think it's Milhouse that goes, "Wait a second, these shoes are made out of old Band-Aids and North Korean newspapers."
So good. So Bart, humiliated, and then runs down Homer about how uncool Homer is. Like, fucking both barrels unloads on poor, whimpering Homer.
Yeah. And this is upstairs in the house, right?
Yeah.
Because there's an insane scene where he's because Lisa's already came in there, and Bart is very sad. Lisa doesn't help, but she shows him the dance craze. Homer pokes his head with that goddamn fucking card, that apology card. And he's just got this card for you, Bart. The duck on the front says I'm Quackers, and maybe he's right. The way he says it, that contrite voice is so good. Duck on the front says I'm Quackers.
Poor Homer feels so bad. Like, he fucked up, but poor Homer feels so bad.
Yeah.
And fucking Bart just unloads about how uncool Homer is. He doesn't like anything cool. He's never been cool, never gonna be cool, doesn't understand cool.
He tries his eye with a Steely Dan CD.
So good. Yeah, that's such a nice touch. Yeah. Doorbell rings, and it is Orion Hughes, who is the kid who runs Supreme. And he is very clearly Jaden Smith. And voiced by The Weeknd.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I forget the dad's name, but they show, like, his dad, who is clearly Will Smith.
Yeah.
And he also voices the dad.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, I liked that. I thought that was a fun touch. I don't think Jaden Smith is associated with Supreme at all.
Yeah.
Maybe he wears their stuff, I don't know, but he certainly doesn't own it or anything.
What does a Supreme t-shirt cost, do you think?
A black t-shirt with red Supreme logo, I bet that's a $50 t-shirt.
Insanity. I mean,
no, it's not. like
what's a fucking shirt with a Nike swoosh on it cost?
What's any t-shirt at Big and Tall cost?
Yeah, 25, 30. Yeah. Insert gripe about Joe Biden here. We'll give you different options. It's going to be like a choose your own adventure podcast. By God, these blank are too expensive.
Yeah.
Eggs. Gasoline.
Supreme t-shirts.
Rent. Supreme t-shirts.
Which, to be fair, all of those are too expensive. So.
If you get under Patreon, we'll give you more esoteric choices.
Yeah, we'll dive in. We'll drill down a little.
Conch shells. Peg legs.
Cufflinks.
Tanning spray.
Sex jellies.
Holy shit. That earlier episode, the Pixelated Afraid, when Marge mentions that love jelly she's been using for like household chores. So love jelly is icky. I don't like love jelly. I don't like those words. It's too vague.
Oh, open up. That's what's so funny about it.
That's what the love jelly's for, is opening up.
True. I think that's exactly true. I wonder what it tastes like. That's the first thing that crossed my mind. Which fruit is that flavored like? Strawberry, I bet.
But the nutritional profile isn't great.
I bet there's a few different flavors of that love jelly. You gotta open up, Nathan.
Yeah. Gotta get that love jelly, I guess, then. Grease the chute, as they say. Oof, I got to clean some junk off for that chute first. Because it would be a slalom course right now.
Listen, you can't park your Oldsmobile in my storage locker right now. I gotta get rid of some stuff. So Orion Hughes, played by The Weeknd, shows up with just 2 huge trunks of merch. Like, it went viral, of course. Bart, I love that every video on The Simpsons goes viral. It got back to him. He sees how horrible his experience at the Supreme store was. So he brings him 2 enormous trunks full of clothes. And so Bart is hanging out with Orion, and they're hitting it off. And it comes out that Orion owns a skating apparel company and doesn't know how to skateboard. So Bart's gonna teach him, and he kind of, I bet there's more lessons to learn in skateboarding than just, just stand on the board.
Don't fall.
You lost me already yet. Stand on the board.
I like the don't fall. Whatever you do, don't stop. I think it's not out of your hands when you're learning how to skateboard when you stop or start.
And to be fair, that's exactly what happens. Because Orion fucking eats shit.
With his face.
Yeah. And he gets up and is like, oh, my own blood. I've never seen it before. He's clearly this very sheltered rich kid. And he loves it. So he and Bart are going to get along just fine. I didn't really jot down any details, but we have this insane scene at the dinner table with the hard shell tacos where every taco is just exploding as soon as you bite into it.
Even Marge, she's trying to give a tutorial how to do it. There are some fucking hard shell tacos that have clearly chosen violence. They are not, you could not delicately enough hold these things. They're going to split down the fucking seam.
Yeah.
That is infuriating when that happens. I just want a treat.
You take it and you turn it 90 degrees and then go to your mouth. You know what I mean? So by the time it hits your mouth, the bottom is facing one side and the open is facing the other side, flat top and bottom like a sandwich. That's how you eat a hard shell taco.
And then the cheese will tumble out. There's no easy way to do it.
My way is not perfect. There's no perfect way.
You found a way to somehow make it acceptable where you can still look at yourself in the morning.
Barely.
I sure eat tacos good.
Putting that on my Bumble profile. The only perfect way to eat a hard shell taco is to just put it in a bowl and stab it a bunch with a fork and eat it like that.
Which is usually how I do it. I'm a salad boy, taco salad boy.
Yeah, every taco becomes taco salad.
You offering a first date to pick the cheese out of your chest hair. It's from 4 nights ago.
Offer Lucky Her?
Yep. This plays out all right. You'll be combing the cheese out of my chest hair. Taco Tuesday, but it's Sunday.
Today's Saturday. Oh, that's revolting.
Pungent.
There might even be some bean in there. Oh, getting fucking shredded cheese in your chest hair is so goddamn disgusting.
I've been there.
I don't doubt that.
I'll eat a taco salad without a shirt on so I don't make a big mess. I do that a lot. Pop that shirt off if it's a messy food.
Straight from the kitchen table to the tub.
Yeah. Was it farm to table? Table to tub.
Oh God, there's no way you're just getting cheese in there. There's lettuce, probably some sour cream in there.
Oh yeah, it ain't good.
I'll bet not. Oh.
Hey, we're eating soup. You ain't got no clean bowls. Well, get in the tub. I'll bring you a plate. You'll be real ginger with it. Eating like a fucking tomato soup off of a plate. Just pure piping hot liquid. He's steady as she goes, boys.
Easy.
You got like a steady cam set up so it's always level.
Butt naked in an empty cold tub.
Yeah.
Trying your damnedest to reach over and get some crackers to put in it.
And you're hungry, so you panic and just fucking tip it into your face. Always lose a contact. No one eat this soup. I got a contact. We weren't gonna. You're laying in it. Well, it's mine. It is, yeah. But no one's questioning that. All the tub soup is yours, bro.
No one's gonna encroach on your tub soup.
Okay, I got my heel in the drain. Someone bring me a left contact. Who are these people in this story?
Roommates?
Who are your helpers?
Buddies?
Concerned neighbor? You got your soup trunks. So are you nude during this? But
I don't think there's a good soup to eat in the tub.
No, I think you should just clean a bowl. It's probably the way to go.
Probably the way to go. Yep.
Who am I to tell you how to live, though?
Do you got a tier list of soups?
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
Oh.
Take any soup, you soup slut.
Soup is often the who's making it. That makes sense.
I mean, you're at the grocery store looking at the chunky aisle.
God, I don't know. I'm a clam chowder guy. If we're talking your chunky soup, but for an example, I'll probably go clam chowder pretty high. Any kind of creamy, potatoy based.
Oh, you're a cream boy.
Yeah.
You're a white soup boy.
Or like a beef stewy type thing.
You're a white supremacist.
Yeah. I ain't gonna deny who I am.
You keep laughing. That's a better joke than that. Is it though? Yeah.
Do you want the truth?
You get down on a corn chowder?
Not as much, but yes.
Sure. Yeah. Anything with chowder in the title.
Yeah, I am a chowder
chowderhead.
Yeah. Fuck. The basics, I think I just got burnt out of them as a kid.
Sure. The chicken noodles.
Chicken noodles, bean and ham, vegetable beef. If it's good and fresh made, then it's cool. But
I will actively turn my nose up at a bean and ham. Like, you get out of here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't dislike it at all. For a guy who likes tomatoes and pretty much everything, I can certainly leave tomato soup. It's just so bland.
I actively dislike tomato soup.
Yeah, it's just boring.
Yeah.
God, what other French onions? Okay, you get the right
French onions fucking good.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever bought French onion soup. Like,
yeah, that's a restaurant
yeah,
thing.
Made
too,
it
yeah.
or ordered it. Yeah.
You like a borscht? Is that what it is? The beet soup?
I've never had borscht. What is that?
It's in that like a kind of like it's a not a creamy soup at all. It's like
is it a brothy soup?
Brothy, but there's beets in it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll fuck with a borscht.
I like beets.
Yeah.
Never had borscht. I'm a big I'm a big brown soup boy. Minestrone, beef and barley.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
I think in my head we never had chowders growing up, so that always seemed like a treat.
A chowder treat. A nice little chowder treat.
Having cupcake containers full of chowder at my birthday party. Honey, the candles won't stay atop the soup. We'll get a thicker chowder, mother. It's not my job to fix these problems. It's my birthday. I'm a special boy. Special boys don't fix soup problems.
I make soup and then, like a child, put too many crackers in it. Like
clapping.
Like I have zero. There is no liquid in the soup I eat.
Just a paste.
Yep.
Soup sludge.
Paste.
Yeah, I mean, I want a lot of crackers.
Soup sludge.
Oh man, a good chicken wild rice if it's done right.
Oh yeah, chicken
good.
wild rice is good.
That's a creamy soup too.
Minestrone, Italian wedding.
Oh. Is that a soup?
Yeah.
Italian wedding.
Yes, that's. You think I should?
I don't. You just freestyling. You just spitballing ideas like bubble gum. What?
Norwegian graduation.
Finnish funeral. Double F. Love it.
Yeah, Italian wedding has like tiny little meatballs and like little round noodles in there.
No shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Italian wedding soup's good.
Look at this.
I love that you thought I was just making shit up.
Good. I wanted you to let your soup creativity flow. Let's get after
Nicaraguan
it.
bar mitzvah.
Orange. What? Just orange. It's not a dessert. Nope. It's a soup.
Orange soup.
Lamb broth. What? And oranges? Just Sweden chefing it in the kitchen, just flinging all sorts of nutso shit off it. He didn't even unwrap those Hershey Kisses.
Brazil nuts and mandarin oranges. What's he doing? And then a lot of soy sauce.
Oh, fuck. Oh, boy. I don't think I come with on this soup adventure.
You know what, Marlon? I'm just gonna eat in the tub.
I'm gonna hand in my Soup Explorer badge and leave this to a younger man.
I've aged out. I've aged out of the game.
Take my chowder into the hot tub and bid you fondue.
like a professional Street Fighter player who ain't got the reflexes no more. Age out at 27. Oh shit!
Dropping a big bowl of clam chowder into a hot tub at a hotel. Fuck! Fuck it! I'm staying in. Every 2 hours, a fucking straight chunk of potato lobs right into your mouth. Just chomp it down. The tub treat, am I right, boys? What the fuck are you talking about? Are you the reason there's potatoes in here?
None of these people are real. You're alone in this hot tub.
There's two very scared women kind of hiding in the corner waiting for me to leave. This one is so good. He's been in here so long. Do you smell chowder?
How much soup is he going to eat?
Pulling the unopened cans, assuming that's cooked them enough. Pull, because they got the ring top. You can pull them open now. So good.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know. I used to always think the best thing you could spill into a hot tub was a family-sized bag of M&Ms. But this is up to clam chowder be up there. A big bag of M&Ms. That's chaos in a hot tub. Getting out, your body's dyed all those colors.
Covered in chocolate.
Ruining those hotel towels. The fuck happened? Some of this is shit. He's going to say it's chocolate, but I know better.
I know a shit hot tub when I see it.
I've worked here for 17 years. I've picked up no less than 40 turds. Just passed out and drunk, and there's just some M&M still floating in the water. It's just a chocolate, murky, colorful mess.
Oh, God.
I've tie-dyed myself.
Whoopsie doodle, I pause Easter egged myself.
I got paused. Oh boy.
To be clear, this started at tacos. Oh God.
Whoa. Simpsons.
We're doing it. So Homer gets a shell taco explosion all over his shirt because he can't eat it. Marge tries to tell him how to actually eat it, and hers explodes. I think Lisa doesn't even touch hers. It just explodes on the plate like a grenade. This is a fun way because basically we just need to get Homer needing a new shirt, and this is a fun way to do it. Oh, fuck. Homer grabs a Supreme hoodie, ridiculous looking Supreme hoodie. Supreme makes a lot of goofy looking clothing, or at least what looks goofy to a 37-year-old white man with no interest in that fashion.
Yeah.
Whew. And as he's walking to the car, Mike is coming by. Mike just hanging out around town for this episode. And is like, oh, man, that's a cool hoodie, Homer. And takes a photo and puts it up on Instagram or whatever the Simpsons version of Instagram is. And it gets like one like, and Homer's like, oh, somebody liked my photo. Like, as if that's never happened before.
Yeah, so good.
Orion and Bart are still hanging out, and they decide they're going to design a sneaker for Bart. Like, Bart's going to get his own sneaker, and I think that sneaker looks cool as shit, and they should make it.
I was wondering, do you think someone has attempted to make this?
I'm sure. Yeah. There's no way that they didn't.
Sneaker makers out there nowadays.
Yeah. It's just like three colors. It's blue, red, yellow, like Bart, you know, with his short shirt and hat, and then has his hair around the top.
It's a high top. So.
Yeah, it's a high top with spiky hair around it, and I'm like, Simpsons fans would buy that.
That's feasible.
Yep. I bet those fucking spikes would get bent over and crooked immediately, but you buy them and put them in your closet and take photos of them is what you do with these shoes. Nobody wears them. Homer goes in to Moe's and jazzes up all the barflies with new clothes.
His quote there was, I was once like you, wearing clothes I bought at a gas station or found on the beach. Such an awesome, that's how these guys are dressing themselves.
But goddamn if he doesn't jazz them all up. No. And then they go spreading the brand around to other middle-aged men around town. And I knew where this was headed immediately.
Chief Wiggum wearing that skeleton costume looking thing.
Yeah, that like it's like the skeleton Halloween costume that shows all the bones. Yeah, Supreme makes goofy looking shit if you're not embedded in it. I do like there's something about the simplicity and cleanness of the logo that I do like.
Yep.
Just like, it's a red square that says the word. Here you go. So now all the middle-aged men in town, all the dads are dressed in Supreme gear. We get our look at the Bartman 1, that ridiculous Bart Simpson sneaker. And Orion is down at the Supreme store, and all of these fucking old men come in shopping for his clothes.
Like zombies.
Yeah. Like Principal Chalmers and Wiggum and like all the comic book guy, and he's just horrified because they're ruining his brand.
It's not cool anymore.
And Bart's like, well, what do you mean? Isn't it good that you're selling a lot of merchandise? And that's when he tells him the Ed Hardy story.
That was good.
Yeah, I did like that, and that's exactly what happened to Ed Hardy. He became uncool overnight.
Yeah, their window was small.
Because Ed Hardy shit was fucking everywhere. From clothing to goddamn steering wheel covers. Like, the Ed Hardy brand was big for 4 months.
It became very lame very quick.
Very quickly. I like that like we get some good animation while he's telling the story of like, oh, a dad got a divorce and found one of their tank tops and posted a photo on his new dating profile, and everything went wrong from there. Kirk tells Bart that this was all Homer's doing. Like, hey, tell your dad thanks for turning us on to these cool clothes. And he goes for a fist bump, and Bart just leaves him hanging for this whole scene. Like, the whole rest of the scene, Kirk is just standing there. Fucking Bart goes back to the house. Yes, back to the house to confront Homer about, hey, keep your fucking old man friends away from our cool clothes. And Homer says, nope, like he's giving him the nope, not a chance, whatever. And he says, I was just a dried up old husk, but now I'm a wet husk full of juicy corn. I'm full of corn, Bart. Corn.
So ridiculous.
It's so good.
I don't like wet husk.
Wet husk full of juicy corn. And he's like, I already told them all anyway about your big release party tonight. We're all going to be there. And he looks at the computer monitor and they've all RSVP'd. And Bart's like, yeah, but just because people RSVP for something doesn't mean they're coming. And Homer goes, that's where you're wrong. My generation shows up to things. Yeah. And Bart like, oh,
yeah.
Like he's horrified, like he knows that that's true.
Yeah.
As people who do things like share event pages for comedy shows that people say going.
Yeah.
And then you never see them.
Yeah. You should do shows around here more often.
Oh my God.
Yep.
I hear that all the fucking time. And the last show we did around here, 2 friends of mine came out. I don't mean to brag, but I got more than that.
Yeah. Hollywood over here.
Yeah, that's me.
He doesn't tell any jokes about soup. Feels like a waste of our time.
I tell him to listen to the podcast. I drive him to the podcast for all the soup content.
That's where the hot soup content is.
That's where all the white supremacy jokes are.
We covered all. We got your browns. We got your whites. We got your
Italians.
Your bisques. We'll do bisque material.
We'll get into the gazpachos.
Yeah.
We'll do cold shit.
Soups. We'll do a cold soup. Don't say we won't.
I can't imagine a cold soup being good.
I don't think I've ever had gazpacho.
I for sure have not.
Yeah. Is that the only renowned cold soup?
It's the only one I know of.
Yeah.
Not that I'm some soup expert.
Yeah. You only specialize in cold soups. Chicken what now? Noodle? What?
I have no idea about chowders.
What, you tell me to put corn in soup? It's crazy.
I bet a cold chowder thickens up on you real bad.
Jesus, just a puck.
I bet if you made a bowl of chunky New England clam chowder in the microwave and then immediately put it in the fridge overnight, you would have a nightmare waiting for you the next day.
Sure would.
Jeez. Orion is an absolute wreck, like, because we're at the release party now, and he's like, oh my God, I am not in control, because he knows the dads are all coming.
Yeah.
And Bart sneaks off to the side and puts in a phone call, and it's like, I was curious who it was going to be, because he's like, hey, yeah, it's me. Listen, you know I would never ask you for anything, but I'm calling in that one favor right now. You got to come. And I expected it to be like, Sideshow Bob or something, something wild, Krusty the Clown.
Yeah.
But it's just Marge.
Yeah. Yeah, that seemed... Krusty was my first thought, because he's helped Krusty out before.
But I also thought maybe Krusty would be with these dads.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, because I thought about Krusty. I thought it was going to be Sideshow Bob.
Sideshow Bob makes sense, because he wouldn't be with these dads.
Right, but it's just Marge. Yeah. And it's like, okay. And nothing against Marge, but...
just that didn't fit quite right, but it's a very good episode, so I was willing to look past.
Marge shows up and lectures Homer about being himself, and look at what you're wearing, and look at what you're doing. This isn't you. You're not the kind of person who goes to fucking sneaker release parties at fucking hip-hop skater apparel stores. What are you doing? And Homer realizes that she's right, and she goes, your place is over there, and looks across the street. There's a goddamn aviation museum across the street,
so good.
And all the dads go over there instead.
That was a nice choice to make it an airplane museum.
Yeah, that's a perfect dad thing. Yeah. And then the sneaker release party is a big hit, so much so that Bart couldn't even get a pair of his own shoes, but Mike is there one more time to give him a pair of knockoffs, which immediately fall apart.
Yeah, within 10 steps, those shoes are scraps.
Yeah, they go to movie or something. They go stand in line for something.
Yeah.
Oh, it's for the crusty chicken sandwich.
The wet and salty, is that what it was?
Wet and something. I don't know that it's salty, but
spicy. Not a good combo. I don't like. Yeah, you don't want your food described as wet.
Oh, I don't know about that. I like lots of wet foods. We just talked about soup for how long?
I don't want it to be excessively wet. Like that sounds like, hey, the soup isn't like. Could you get some rainwater in this? Like it's like it's perfectly fine. I don't need a wet version of soup.
I will give you this. They can over wet a sandwich, like a
get that wet
French dip,
or that too. Your bread starts disintegrating.
Yeah.
Tomatoes too wet, so everything starts to melt.
I don't want a tomato within 10 miles of my sandwich anyway.
Give me them slices, boy. I'll
Disgusting.
take it right off there. Throw it in the air. I'll grab it out there like a fucking seal.
Of all the, was that your seal sound?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to. That's a school. I don't want to. You really got to let loose if you want to do a good seal.
Yeah,
they ain't
true.
bashful.
That's true. My neighbors appreciate you not going for it. In my boring life, this made news. You ever fuck around and just make a big old sandwich? You ever just go too hard on a sandwich? Just feeling yourself in the kitchen.
I think I remember being like teenage age and like fucking getting a third slice of bread in there because I'm going wild. And then, that's when it got a little out of hand. Then I had to stop and have a talk with myself.
It sounds like you're talking about a drug addiction you used to have.
It started with pills, and it went to needles.
It's like when Nikki Sixx died for a second.
And for bologna, then I missed pastrami with the bologna. It's a prosciutto. That shouldn't be in there. That's a finger food.
I was fucking around the other day and just feeling it and just made a big old like cartoon sandwich.
Dagwood.
Yep. Fucking ham and cheese and lettuce and onion and pickles and Miracle Whip because I ain't some basic mayonnaise bitch.
And take the onions off. I'm enjoying that sandwich.
It was good. Great big old 2-fisting sandwich.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Gotta bear down.
Yeah. I eat I'm kind of dainty when it comes to sandwiches. I remember the first time it dawned on me, like I can because my mom made a sandwich. It was one slice of Carl Buttig cold cut cheese, Miracle Whip.
You can see through a slice of Carl Buttig.
Yeah. It's like when I got older, I was like, "Oh, that bag is for one sandwich."
Yeah, that envelope has one sandwich.
It doesn't say
meat.
8 servings on the package like we would do at home.
Oh my god!
We were eating mayonnaise bread. We were eating mayonnaise bread with a slight meat flavor.
You're looking at like a 40-to-1 bread to meat ratio.
Oh, it was not good. The first time I had a sub sandwich from Subway, almost fucking flatlined. It was so much meaty goodness.
Oh, I was hoping it was the other way that you didn't like it. Like, what? There's meat on it.
Nauseous. Turkey and ham. You guys are going to kill me?
I had to chew this sandwich.
I got to drive after this.
Oh, shit. We were chopped ham and American cheese.
Okay.
Like the plywood of ham, that perfectly square package.
God, yeah.
I still love chopped ham to this day.
I haven't had that if I'm going to go trash meat, it's bologna.
I've never liked
just
bologna.
Just a circle bologna and a piece of white bread.
Not a fan.
There you go, you dumb bitch.
No.
Eat up.
Even as a kid, like you'd get a bologna sandwich on a school trip and be like, I hate this.
High fiving the other kids. We're eating good tonight.
Like a bologna.
It was 100% raccoon. I looked at the package. These raccoons died bad, it said. Our promise to you, we only use drowned raccoon meat.
I hate that's exactly where I was going. Trust me, my uncle works at Oscar Mayer. He's the coon drowner.
Let's isolate that audio.
Damn it. Raccoon.
So many hormones released in that meat. We kill them at peak terror.
I don't think I got it in me to drown a cute little raccoon.
Hey, they pay $14.75 an hour, brother. You'd be surprised what you do for that kind of money.
Oh, God. That's not even that good. But it's double minimum wage because everything's here is awful.
Think of that.
$14.75 for designated trash panda drowner.
To drown raccoons for a living.
Oh, boy. Where are we getting all these raccoons?
My guess is they pile trash up somewhere to draw them in, and it's slippery, so they just fall down cattle-type chutes for raccoon size, and they just fill up a thing of water, and eventually you just get enough of them, then there's a big circular weight that pushes down that they can't get past in this.
I took a way darker path. I took the actual corporation factory farming thing and being like, back when they started, they probably bought a dozen of them. They've been breeding them in crates.
Oh my God! I'm thinking more of a artisanal. Like these I don't want farmed raccoon. This is natural raccoon meat, not Marmalade
raccoon. Yeah. Oh shit. We did it. I'll be goddamned if we didn't get through another batch of The Simpsons.
Yeah, fine. That was my favorite because it was the most laughs by far.
I loved that episode. I really liked this batch of episodes.
Yeah, you're much higher on it. None of them were bad, but there was just a real lack of laughter until the end for me.
That one is great. I think the clickbait one is great. The only one that I didn't love was the Marge and Homer out in the woods one, but I liked that one because it was sweet. It wasn't funny, but it was sweet.
Very sweet, yeah.
And that football one right off the top, so good. So much Mr. Burns in there.
Yeah, that is true. We got plenty of burns, which is never a problem. When
that kid drops to the floor, all I drink is brandy. My urethra is on fire. I bet I rewound that 4 times. I was just wrecked.
The perils of brandy abuse.
The singer?
Yeah. Hey, leave her out of this. Everyone be real nice to Brandy.
She seems like a nice lady.
Man, I've had some dark roads I've went down with alcohol, but never once has my dick hole burnt from it. Hey, I'm doing something right.
You're only burning the back door, never the front.
Remember as a kid, you ever scrub them with some soap and you must get some in your dick hole and you get a little sting from that?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's no good. Hey-o, hot pot of coffee. You're 7 shouting that? That's your curse?
Yeah. I don't know what I was doing wrong back then, but I was getting after it too much, apparently.
Shouldn't have been using that toilet brush.
Gets up into everything.
Or that toilet bowl cleaner. Let's do it again next week. See if next week is a banger batch as well. We will do episodes. Oh, fuck my
15
ass.
through 19.
Okay, 15 through 19.
Look at me, Johnny on the spot.
Yeah. Out of one eye, I was looking at the actual Wikipedia list, and then I realized, oh, fuck, we're off. But yes, 15 to 19 on the Disney Plus list, which is what we're going to go with. And that'll be fun. Anything in life? What is your life these days, Nathan?
This is a fun podcast. We don't need to bring the darkness in.
Oh yeah, we've never gone dark on this show.
Nothing going on. Just wish the weather would calm down so these comedy trips weren't so perilous.
I'm fucking tired of it. I'm done with the winter.
I am with you 100%.
Yeah. So. Well, okay, everyone enjoy yourselves. You can find us on the internet at Barley Basket USA on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. BarleyBasketUSA@gmail.com is the email address. One of these days, I'll get back to updating the social medias. I will, I promise. Probably not today.
Some hot content down the road?
Yeah.
Well, look at that. I'm not going to give you dates, but
we're gonna have
for that.
We're gonna have some stuff for you.
You like stuff.
We love stuff. Mm-hmm. Get out there and try and. Here's your homework, Nathan. Get out there and buy a can of Italian wedding soup.
I worked in a grocery store. I don't ever remember seeing that.
they might not have had that at your grocery store.
Yeah.
That might be a city grocery store.
Is that maybe? Okay, that makes sense then. Yeah.
I don't know that that's flying off the shelves.
Yeah. God, I am interested in this. I vow the next time I'm in a grocery store, I will look.
Italian wedding sounds like some manner of fancy blowjob that you pay too much for, but I promise it's a soup.
Ends with a lot of screaming.
Most blowjobs do.
Tastes like shit.
The soup?
Me?
Boy, that would be a blow to the ego. Oh, shit. Enjoy your week.
Bye, everybody.